So far, see?
Hey, we live. Seriously, you hit the
Yeah.
button?
Yeah, you said yeah, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
About the,
I got it. I got it.
the one,
I'll take
one
care of
wife thing. Do you guys believe in having more than one wife?
Yeah, scripturally, you're allowed to have more than one wife. But within that, Paul was saying that he wished that we could be like him. Paul was a eunuch. He didn't deal with women. He was just strictly serving the Lord. Um, so, yeah, you can have multiple women, but in these times, do you really want to focus on that? Right. So it's like somebody get on. Is it what Isaiah 4 where it says seven women?
This is Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach."
Right, and that's going to happen. The true men of the Lord are going to be like precious gems. All right, we could take away through Yahweh Shai, the one they ignorantly called Christ. We could take away the reproach of the women, just like He took away our reproach. You know what I'm saying? That's why they said the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh, who is the Father. The head of man is Yahweh Shai. The head of woman is the man of Yahweh, the man of God. Right. So with that being said, it says 7 women shall cleave unto one man. Right. That 7 right there means completion. So whatever Lord fulfills in you to complete you. It might be 10 women. It might be no women at all. You know. So the focus is not on we can have multiple wives, but we want to be transformed into a bride for Yahweh Shai to make it to the marriage supper. And then multiple women might come along with that. Right. So, but to answer your question, yes, we are allowed to have multiple wives. But within that, it comes a responsibility. See, a lot of people try to use that as a way to get women, right? And be dogging them out, just using that to get the box. And say, I can have many women. Yeah, you can. But how are you treating these women? Are you treating them according to the Lord's standard? You know what I'm saying? Are you being an example of what righteousness is to these women? Or are you just using that to try to have sex with them and send them right back on their little merry way for them to try to find somebody else to deal with? You know?
1 Corinthians 7:27. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose.
Right. So if you got a woman, don't be trying to like get rid of her. You know what I'm saying? Right. Go ahead.
Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife.
Or if you don't got no wife, if you by yourself, then that gives you more time to spend with the Lord. So don't go run around here looking for the woman. You know what I'm saying? So focus on yourself. That's the main goal, because not to say women aren't worth anything. Women do have an importance, but we're the most important being on this earth right now, because through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, we're bringing the children of Israel back to the Father. You know, we're following the footsteps of our King Yahweh Shai, doing it the way He did it. He didn't deal with women at all when He was here on the scene as Yahweh Shai, but when He was here as Solomon, He had 7 wives and what was it? 700 wives and 400 concubines, 300. You know. The number don't even really matter, but he dealt with multiple women. But the Lord, when He came on the scene, He didn't have time for that. He said He was all about His Father's business.
So you're saying,
It's going to answer all of that, too. You got 2 more verses.
Huh.
But and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
So if you do get a woman, you ain't sinning.
You still deal with a woman.
Yeah.
And if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this, go ahead.
You're gonna have trouble in the flesh, but if you find a woman you like dealing with and you popping her, you ain't doing no wrong. You ain't doing no wrong, because you're gonna listen when you're separated from. That's why Paul said, "Are you loose from a wife? Seek not a wife." But you're gonna have trouble in the flesh. You're gonna be like, "Damn, I wish I had a woman right now." You know what I'm saying? Or when you got a woman, you're like, "Damn, I wish I ain't had this woman right now." You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have these troubles.
Yeah, that's really talking about, like, if you have a wife, you're gonna have trouble in the flesh. You're gonna deal with bills. You're gonna deal with her attitude. You know. So even if you have a wife, you gotta be as though you don't have one. You know what I mean? So you gotta have that mindset of singularity and being in unison with you and the Lord first. Build yourself up. You know.
how does that play in? I think I don't know if it's First Timothy where it's talking about bishop being the husband of one wife. Yeah. How does that play?
Well, yeah, a lot of people don't understand that, because that's a historical setup. At that time, dealing with the churches, not right now, but at that time, specifically with the government spiritual version of the churches, right? Not the Sanhedrin, the government that was set up under Rome. I'm talking about the spiritual setup, governing our spiritual setup,
Right.
and amongst the 7 churches. So if the Lord woke you up and said, "I want you to be a bishop," which is basically an overseer or a delegate, like a deacon kind of, over that area, then He's saying, if you go to that area, deal with one wife. That's what He was saying at that time, specifically for that reason. Go there and deal with one wife, because if you go to this city and you start grabbing everybody, all these wives, you can build jealousy, envy. You might take somebody's wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally what that scripture meant. So people take that for today. A bishop should be a husband of one wife, but he's not sending you to a. It's not like I'm coming to Jacksonville and I can't deal with no wives because I might run into some women that could deal with them. You get what I'm saying? But back then it was set up. Israelites was more together, communities of Israelites. So if you went to that area, be careful of all the women you deal with. Just deal with one. Be single-hearted, single mind. And, so today is different. Though. Yeah, today is different. Let me finish this real quick too. I know what people use it for. I'm just trying to tell you, it was used for something different. In the ancient times.
So basically, you saying it don't apply
to today. Yeah, it don't apply to today. All right. Once you understand that scripture, you read it, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. The whole chapter. But it says, and they. Where is that? Here you go, verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, and it remaineth, that both they that have wives be as though they had none. That's the focus.
Right. So if you do have a woman, your mind's supposed to be focused on the Lord as if she's not even there. So because the more we look up, to focus on the Lord, you got to look up. Your woman could be a distraction for you look down upon her.
Yeah, you're gonna have all you're gonna it's like having a garden, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna tend to all the trees, you're gonna tend to the grass, the whole part of the garden. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord's saying, put your priorities in order. Deal with Him first. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. So if you're busy seeking the Lord, the woman should be seeking you. Not you trying to pull her attention, trying to get her on board with you. What's wrong? Well, that's part of the duties, checking to see if she's okay. Because our job as ministers is to check on the body and make sure all the body is okay, even the brothers. Even like your woman, you check on her, make sure her mind is okay. You know what I'm saying? So our job is to go get the water. We're busy doing that. You know what I mean? And then she's supposed to get it from us. All right? But can you have 2 wives? Yes, we were tribal people. They made it illegal in America after the Gadites, the Native Americans. We were a tribal people, man. It would help so much in the households. It would destroy disease. It would destroy adultery. The majority of women to one man. The percentages.
right. Yeah.
So it's like it would. So right now, the only thing stopping that from happening is Esau's in the way. The government is in the way, and also he that will not let, he will let, so he be taken out of the way. Somebody know that scripture?
Yeah.
And also,
2 Corinthians.
jealousy is one.
2 Thessalonians. Right.
That's it. There's the only 2 things in the way. The Lord about to destroy all of it. What's going to destroy jealousy of these women? All hell breaking loose. Power, authority.
Right.
So what's going to give us that power and authority is all hell breaking loose and the Lord protecting.
Right. When I travel to Africa, I see that one man may have 2 or 3 wives, but I don't know if that is working. Here. Because what you just said is jealousy and the power structure that's set up.
But it can work though. It can work.
Anybody out here got more than one?
I had 2 wives. We got one brother in the camp that got 2 wives right now.
Wow.
I had them before, but
I'm asking that question not because I want, because I don't
even
want.
if you do, that's your
Yeah,
right.
but I don't want none.
Hey, I want to say this on camera. We shouldn't feel wrong for wanting multiple wives. Also, yes, we should want all of it. We want righteousness on the earth. That's righteous to have multiple wives.
Mm-hmm. Will that be? And I don't mean to jump. So you got something you're getting ready to read, right?
I read my part. I think you can read that in a minute. Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody had that precept you call for.
We still got to do an opener too.
Yeah, kind of opener.
Yeah, we still got to do an opener.
Yeah. We're gonna do the opener. Go ahead and do the opener.
All right, Shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out. The prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. And first and foremost, before we get started, We want to give all praise to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, and their proper two names in the Hebrew tongue. Call, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, Ma'amah. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, also to our elder as well. Down here in the Lions Den of Yasharala camp, a hero one. Salutations to all the Wakim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord, willingness to edifying lesson. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it.
You had another question you wanted to ask?
The same wives thing about would it be multiple wives in the kingdom?
Will there be multiple wives in the kingdom?
In the kingdom.
Oh, yes, there will. We're going to go back to our natural state. How we want to
precept on that?
Precept on that?
You got a scripture verse on that?
Verse 2 for the Isaiah 4:1. Verse 2. Isaiah 4.
Yeah,
Isaiah 4.
that's the one. Isaiah 4, and then Timothy, our wives going to be saved for childbearing, for having children.
Right.
But then you got Isaiah 4, where it says 7 women shall take hold of one man. And, and the scriptures also say, we can get these precepts too, but a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Women gonna come back to us. Just like that's like telling Yahushua he can only have one of us. Because we're like a woman in a sense, a servant. So a man can have as many servants as he wants.
Somebody call precept?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 13 and 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
So he's refining us as gold, right? He's perfecting us through our adversities that we go through to seal our mind to focus only on Him. So when a woman sees a man of the Lord, right, she's gonna know because of how his focus is going to be. So these women, are you gonna say because of the Western modernized laws that Esau made that these women can't get salvation because he already has a woman? No. That's why the scripture says 7 women shall cleave on one man. That word 7 just means completion. It could be 13 women for one man. You know what I'm saying? That's going to carry over to the kingdom, right? Because we're going to go back to our natural state, right? How we were in the beginning. Please, sir. Real quick.
Deuteronomy, remember the Most High changes not. You know what I mean? So right. The same yesterday as today. You know, it's just man changes things upon earth. The Most High let man change laws on earth. But Deuteronomy 21 and 15, this part of the laws. If a man have 2 wives, one beloved and one hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. Basically saying, if you got 2 wives and you like, all right, I ain't really digging her right now, that's still your wife. You can't just put her away. Like the bishop was telling you, you can't just put her away. You got to deal with her. But if you love this woman more than that one, you got to treat the children the same. So that's how the most look at it. He's saying, if you're gonna have multiple wives, just watch how you're dealing with the children. Don't get them caught up in your little emotional attacks, specs. So if you ain't digging her today, you can't treat the son all bad and say, I'm gonna just go with her now. You still gotta have sex with this wife or that wife.
Right.
You gotta put in all that work. You know what I mean? You gotta take care of her. You gotta take care of both of them.
And the only reason why there's questions being asked because like the society's been westernized. You still have cultures that still deal with multiple wives. Look at the Arabs. Look at some of the Africans. They still deal with multiple wives. That's because Esau ain't got in the way of their heritage. We had the same heritage. That's why when we turn back to our natural state, nothing's going to change.
Yeah. We need an Eastern diet, an Eastern lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah, one Elamite, they was doing the interview. He had like 20 different wives. Then the Edomite, so-called red man, he asked him, he was like, how many wives do you have? He was like 25. I'm just throwing out a number. There was a lot of them. He was like 25, about 40 something kids. Then he asked him, how many wives you got? He said 1 and started dying laughing at him, man. Like, just 1? Hey, hey, Con, just like I said, it's only going over here, man.
Right. One of the reasons why because they seen power in our family. That's what the first thing they're gonna do is say a man can't have multiple wives, especially us, right? And then they're gonna snatch us out of the household. And we still gonna have that instinct where we're gonna want to deal with multiple women because it's in us to do that. So now we went from having wives to baby mamas and child support. See what I'm saying? And they use that against us to turn the woman against the man.
That's part of the curses.
Part of the curses, man. Part of the curses. But those curses, once we come into our salvation, those curses are gonna be lifted up off of us.
Right.
So now the woman ain't gonna look at the man like he's just a Negro anymore. They're gonna look at him like a king, like a god.
This is Judges 8 and 30, just to get to the point. And Gideon had 60, which is 60, and 10 sons of his body begotten, meaning coming from him. For he had many wives. So he had a bunch of sons. Think about that. We have so many children, right? We'll be able to have more children that way because you can't bring the whole nation back through one child. I mean, through one woman. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 60 and 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. The Lord will hasten it in his time.
That's gonna be in the kingdom. So a little one is gonna become 1,000 because there's gonna be a lot of popping going on. Right? Because all of Israel shall be saved. 2/3 of the church will be cut off and die. But he promised those 2/3 of the kingdom, so they're gonna be born in the kingdom. All right. So he said he's gonna make a speedy recovery of Israel. So how can you do that? One man could populate a whole city. You know, he can hit this woman, that woman, that woman, that woman. He ain't gotta wait. According to Esau, I gotta wait 9 months before I bring another life into the world. It doesn't make any sense. That's the whole. It's depopulation. Let me slow them down. Look at it in Egypt. Like we became a great number in Egypt. That's why they wanted to put hell on us because they said, what did the Pharaoh say? He said these people have become great and more mighty than we are, and we took over northern Thebes. Right. So now when he was looking at us doing that, he's like, oh no, we got to find a way to slow them down. So they start putting pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? So just like how they doing today in America, they don't want us to populate like that. Imagine because now, imagine if all your wives lived in one house and you had the same mindset. Your children would be raised the same. That's how you raise an army. You know what I'm saying? If you want to raise a dysfunctional family, I'm gonna give this woman benefits to persecute them, take him out of the way, and let her get government assistance so she don't have to need him. Because we need to keep this strong man out of the household, and that's the whole purpose of it. Yeah, man.
Back at the book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. So, man, basically, those 7, it says that in that day the branch of the Lord is going to be beautiful. You know, we're going to flourish when it's all said and done. It says of them that are escaped of Israel. So in the kingdom, men are going to have multiple wives.
And right there where it says we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, that means that they only want to be called. They only want to be with a man and called by his name. As far as like being taken care of, they're gonna do all that. They'll go to work. They'll get the money. They'll come back and take care of the household that way. They just want to be called by a man's name. Oh, me, I'm his woman. That's all that they need to be saved.
And they only don't want the man to be focused on the Most High. That's it. Right. Focus on getting them to the kingdom because they know that's the ticket to the kingdom.
Yeah, scripture says so that silver and gold should not deliver you from judgment. But charity can cover a multitude of sins. Us doing this work. You know, even to the point of covering the woman's sin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a new thing. That's a different
thing. You know what I mean? So it's all about sticking together until we get to that point. You're not gonna do that. So it's better to just wait. You got a woman with you now, she pleased to dwell with you. You deal with her. You need to really. As long as she don't try to pull you out of the truth. You know what I mean? So as long as she ain't celebrating these holidays and all that. You know, try to get you involved.
See our channel.
So other than that, you ain't got to force it on you. It's all about this. Right?
So if that's the case, what you said, I ain't got to force it on her. When she's willing to dwell with me, but how would she be saved?
She can still be saved, man.
The unbelieving one.
Yeah, you got it. That's good.
This is Preacher Slacky. Appreciate it.
No, go ahead. Let's change the Bible.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 7 and 14. It says, for the unbelieving husband.
A little bit. Go a little bit.
Yeah.
Right there.
All right. 13. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 13. It says, and the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him.
He's gonna get destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband.
Right. So that's the point. The unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband, because soon as long as you keep your mindset on the Lord and doing His work, soon as furniture start moving and prophecies come clear as day, oh, they gonna, you know what I'm saying? It said in the day of the power that people shall be willing. So you're gonna have people that come in at the last hour, just like how they had the two benefactors that were up there on the cross with Yahushua, right? You're gonna have those that comes in that once they see us with spiritual powers, or once the economy crashes, they know there's no way out but the Lord. So they know they're gonna have to turn to you on that day, or if not, they're gonna be destroyed. But they still have chance of salvation by by dwelling with the man that's a believer.
We already passed the topic, but real quick. Psalms 128 and 3. Let's go to 2. For thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands, happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. The labor of our hands is doing His work. So women are part of that reward. We want that. You know, it's even equated with wisdom. Wisdom is better than any choice.
Rubies.
Huh?
Rubies.
Choice ruby or women is better than women. So women are part of that treasure. You know what I'm saying? Thy wife shall be a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house. So that means we're gonna have a lot of children. And, you know, you have one wife, she can't bring all them children back. You know what I mean? Because the people that Israelites that get destroyed in this destruction, they're gonna be brought back to a lot of population in the kingdom. Called reincarnation. Right? Regeneration, reincarnation. Regeneration just means to regenerate or bringing that energy back to the earth.
I thought reincarnation was like coming back as an animal.
No, reincarnation. Carnation means like a body of flesh. So to be incarnate.
Okay.
Carnate. So the reincarnate means to be put back into the flesh, not to a different animal or something like that category, but to be put back into the flesh. So the spirit goes to the Father. You know, when the body dies, we go to the Father for about 100 years, and we come back to this earth again. And once you understand that, you understand every time period, every slavery that we've been in. You know what I mean?
So that's why the wicked's still here.
That's why the wicked still here.
They come back too, right?
They come back too. But in the kingdom, they're gonna be here for 1,000 years. After that, the Lord gonna have us all wipe them out at the same time.
Okay.
After 1,000 years for Esau.
So Esau, if 2/3 of God's people gonna be, He's gonna destroy His own people because they got fit for the kingdom. Then how is it that some Edomites are gonna be saved for the kingdom, right?
They're not gonna be saved. It's like America's gonna be anything on America's soil ain't gonna make it unless you get delivered.
So who gonna be the slaves in the kingdom?
Then you're still gonna have population all over the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
But Esau won't.
Huh? So we gotta say something for slavery,
US, right?
huh?
Edomites is just more than this the US, right?
Right. And you're gonna have some of them that are hiding in them bunkers. The bunkers here, they're gonna be torched. They're gonna turn into an oven because all this place is gonna be like lava. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but you still got the upper elites that got bunkers all over the world that they're gonna be in hiding. So then when we get those spiritual powers, right, we're gonna go looking and searching them out and put them in shackles. He's saving them. Not necessarily like for salvation, you know what I'm saying? Because the majority of the salvation is gonna come right here in America. Because America,
He's saving who?
no, they're gonna be
He's doing Bush on them.
right. What means they're gonna be born back,
Preserved for destruction.
preserved for destruction. They're gonna be destroyed, right? Some gonna be destroyed, but you're still gonna have some here on earth that are gonna go into servitude.
I'm gonna read this one right after this.
Okay.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 2. It says, though thou dig into hell, they said then shall mine hand take them. Though thou climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down.
Read that again real quick.
Though thou dig into hell, then shall my hand take them.
Right.
So even though they're going to be digging into these bunkers, right, and hiding out, the Lord, the hand of the Lord, which is Yahushua, and we're going to have orders from Yahushua to go dig them out. To go dig them out. Like, come over here, go ahead, shackle them up, and take them to do their duty as slaves in the kingdom. But as far as salvation, like, America's going to be totally destroyed. And the only thing that's going to make it out of here is the elect. And the bodies of the elect are going to make it out of here because they're taking the spirits out of the body to put them in a new body.
Don't lose the point.
Thence shall mine hand take them. Then shall my hand take them.
Right, so they try to hide in the ground, the bunkers. They try to hide in space. You know, they're trying to go out in space now. The Lord gonna bring them down from there, and He's gonna dig them out from these damn pits. And He's gonna use us to do it. He say He's gonna send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them. You got to read that real quick.
This is Jeremiah 16, verse 16. Yeah. Behold, I will send for many fishers,
Right,
saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right, and we fishing right now. That's why He's sending for you. He's sending for all of you. Right?
And they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters.
So those same fishers are going to do their work. They're going to become fishers of men. And we're doing that. And then after that, He's going to send for the hunters through the angels. The angels going to go around and gather the hunters. Go ahead.
And after that, I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, from every hill, and out of all, and out of the holes of the rock.
Real quick, Revelation 13. 10 or something like that, or 11.
He that leads the captivity.
Thank you. Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9.
Yeah.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
See, that's the point. The Lord, like, don't you hear it? He said they let us into captivity. They're going into captivity. They're not going to be saved. That's what salvation is.
But Esau in America, he's gonna be destroyed.
They're gonna be destroyed.
So he won't get what he.
No, they're gonna come back in reincarnation. That's what I said. Once you understand reincarnation, you understand how we went to the Father during the time of Moses, and then when He sent us back to this earth, we lived out all our judgments on this earth, even slavery. We lived our punishment out. Now we're back here again, looking at each other, hoping to get that reward and come out of slavery. You see that? So Esau, the ones that get destroyed now, or even if they die off in the kingdom, they're going to be reincarnated within that 1,000 years, coming back and forth to this earth, getting punished. On earth, it's going to be slavery for these other nations, period. Right? But the Most High hates Esau, so they're going to be righteousness. You know, once the sun shines fully, night is gone. Esau is representative of nighttime, darkness. So when the sun is fully shining, where can darkness reside?
They can't have no place to hide.
Right. So the Lord's righteousness is going to blot them out. They ain't gonna be able to be on this earth, man. They're going to be in the pits. Watch this. This is So He said they're going to be gathered out of the pits. They're going to go down into the ground, into the space. And our hope is that they're going to go into slavery wherever they try to hide it. Right. There was another one we read too.
He that leadeth into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. I don't care what the world's saying. Like, He came to save the whole world. Why? They didn't want to put us into captivity. We need to be saved. All right, real quick. I'm going to close this point and we'll give it back to this brother. Isaiah 24 and 22. Oh, that's 21. And it shall come to pass in that day. Man, we'll go 20 real fast. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard.
That's when the missiles hit.
That's when the missiles hit. Right? And shall remove like a cottage. So the earth gonna be moving in space when the missiles hit. Nuclear war. And then, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, or heavy upon the earth. And it shall fall and not rise again. So that's what He's saying. So once they fall, it's never gonna rise again. Once these devils fall, Lucifer falling from heaven, that's what it's talking about. Them falling out of their rulership, they're never going to rise up again. See, us, we going to rise up now. The tabernacle of David, Israelite. And it says, and they shall be gathered. You want to grab that one again? Because these elites going to be hiding over there. The bunkers, that's what they got them set up for. And they shall be gathered gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit over there in Europe, in the cave, and shall be shut up in prison And after many days, they shall be visited. And what's going to happen then? Lying upon their bed. What's that? Psalms?
You know, reality.
Look at this. This is going to happen.
All right, if you know what, just pass down somebody.
Yeah, Psalms 149 and 5. Psalms 149 and 5. And then I'm going to hand the mic back, you know. So after all of that, they're going to be grabbed out of the pits, right? Gathered from around the world like they try to do with us, genocide. The Lord going to allow us to do that with them. Right? Yeah, 149 and 5. Somebody a little closer though, so you can hear
The
it.
book of Psalms, chapter 149,
Yeah.
and verse 5, it says, let the saints be joyful in glory, let them sing aloud upon their beds, let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen.
Woo, what we gonna be doing in the kingdom?
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
Yeah, one more to back that up.
The honor have all his saints. The saints are the elect. So the ones that 2/3 of our people that's gonna perish here, they don't have that. What is it? This have what? Have all his saints?
Yeah, this honor.
Honor. They don't have that honor. You see that? So 2/3 of our people that's why here trying to be thugs and they getting their shine now. Rick Ross and all them, they're not gonna have that honor to be the first fruits of the kingdom. You know, so we're gonna be ushering in the kingdom, which means to basically take the kingdom. You know what I mean? We're gonna take the kingdom, to reign in the kingdom. There you go. To reign in the kingdom means to bring in the kingdom. So imagine being born on the earth and the party already started, already happened.
Yeah.
You born on the earth and like, hey, what happened? Yeah, man, we done fought many wars. We took down nations. You just seen it.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to hear the story about it.
You gotta hear the story.
And that's how you're gonna know who the 2/3 are that died off, because they're gonna be born. But the ones they're gonna be ushered in are brought into the kingdom
See everything.
and be able to see everything. See the glory of the Lord returning. Like see him getting the crowns placed upon our head, him just taking our hands saying good job, and us taking these nations down. Like we're gonna be partakers in that. We're gonna be part of that number. Real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land.
Right, so prepare slaughter for his children, because their inward thoughts is that their house is gonna last forever. See, in their mind, they believe in reincarnation too. In their mind, when they go to lay down in the grave, they feel like once they're born again in the kingdom, they shit gonna be their system gonna be set up to benefit them. Like but when our kingdom is set up, they're gonna be born into hell, just like how we born into hell right now. You know, that's what's gonna be waiting. That's why I said prepare slaughter for their children, for the iniquities of their fathers. Right, so the Lord is not unrighteous to just like bring these hell on his children. That's them being back to live out their judgment.
Psalm 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name.
Right. So they want to when they born in, they think when they come back they're gonna see Rockefeller Boulevard again. They ain't gonna see none of that. They ain't gonna see nothing. They ain't gonna see nothing but foot in their behind. That's it.
What was that song? What?
That's what I should say.
49 and 11.
Yeah, I be moving, man.
Go ahead.
I see scriptures in my head. I don't see numbers for some reason. I've always been like that. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
You already know that. That's self-explanatory. I seen how you nod your head. You wait on that.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. There's a few things that you know you kind of wrestle with.
Yeah. Trying to tie up some loose ends, man.
Yeah, because you know I was in the church for a long time.
Yeah.
And 30 years, 32 years ago, I heard about the Israelite movement through inmates. I used to be a prison guard.
Yeah.
And so they used to be at me, you know, they saw me with my Bible and stuff. And so what you guys know today, you didn't know 30 years ago.
Right.
You know, I can see it being in the church. I can see how God have put the spirit on y'all, because what you guys know now, you didn't know that 30-something years ago.
Yeah.
Not everybody, you know what I mean? There was certain leaders that
Right.
was doing stuff, and you know, grinding in the field and doing it, but they didn't know that then. So I was able to handle them. But as God began to deal with me, I see that the Spirit of the Lord is on you guys. You can't deny biblical truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. I've been to Bible college. It's just a waste of time, really. But yeah, being honest with you, it's a waste of time because we're gonna ride in circles and learn nothing.
Right.
But now the scripture is unfolding, and you can actually see. Actually, all you gotta do is just look at the sign of the times, and you understand that the Bible is for real. And it's for real what what you guys are talking about. And, it's definitely a delight, man. It is because
it's a delight to see people listening.
Well, I can listen all day.
Right.
You know what I mean? But because I like to eat the word, you know what I'm saying? I like to hear it. Not just that I want to be a person that apply it to.
Right.
Remind me of you, man. Remind me of you. He remind me of you, bro.
Yeah.
He break out and he had dreads too, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
He remind me of you.
Yeah.
You cut them off?
Huh?
You cut them off?
I cut
Y'all
my
made him cut
top.
them off?
Nah, I was scared there.
Yeah.
I ain't even bothering.
Yeah. So I just called him one day. I said, "Hey, man, about these dreads, we supposed to have them?" He like, "Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that." I'm like, "All right." So after that, I didn't say nothing else. I just hung up the phone.
Yeah.
And then next time you saw me, mine was down my back and everything. I just cut it off because I don't want to. I want to shed off anything that's gonna hold me back from me inheriting. Because I went through the whole Samson thing and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, is it really worth it? Is that one minor thing really worth like endangering me from not making it to the kingdom?
Is that an endangerment of the kingdom?
Yeah, because it's not part of the truth.
Did our people
Have dreadlocks?
have locks?
No. We had locks.
What's the difference?
Forelocks intertwined here when you go into the when you look up that word like Samson, I want to say he had forelocks. When you go into that, it's intertwined here, so it's plaited here. You know, literally just like this, and it's locks that fall over the forehead.
No, it made plaits. It made hand over hand. Like even the twist. Like if somebody got it twisted, after a while they're gonna have to get it plaited. It's supposed to be plaited.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's twisted, you don't want to have it twisted too long. It turn to dread. It can dread up.
And that's more of a Hindu custom.
That's a Hindu custom. So you're supposed to be plaited, like twist.
Because if you look at Shiva, that's how her head was, and that's like they think it goes back to Rastafari. Rastafari goes back to Hinduism also. That's why they do that diamond thing when they salute each other. And those that lived in the Blue Mountains that really studied that, they were also were going according to Hindu custom. So it was never our custom to wear hair like that. We had our hair plaited, and once a year you had to cut your hair for the Passover. You know what I'm saying? To be cleansed and everything. You can't even cleanse your hair when it's locked up like that. Because most of it, what's holding it together is dirt.
So that was for the.
You say the Israelites once a year cut their hair for the Passover?
The Nazarites.
The Nazarites,
Oh,
the
okay.
Nazarites,
Okay.
the Nazarites. Right. But yeah, because the Nazarenes
They wouldn't touch that.
they wouldn't touch their hair, but it wasn't dreaded up. It was plaited. Go
When they
ahead.
were finished their commitment, they would cut it off.
Right.
You know, the Nazarenes.
This is John chapter 4, verse 24. God is a spirit.
Start at 22.
This is John chapter 4, verse 22. Ye worship, you know not what. We know what we worship.
So once we truly understand what we're worshiping, we start moving and gravitating towards that and walking towards that. We start looking at our customs back. What did your house shine have? What is, you know what I'm saying? When I first was on my journey to coming into the truth, I had a confliction because I was in the church. I had a confliction. I felt like I was a wicked one because it didn't make no sense to me what the teacher was and I would ask my mama, and I would ask the pastor, and it would all be a confusion going on, right? So I started trying to understand what was our customs, how do we do things, and the first thing I saw the image, the false image. I was like, that can't be right. But then when I went to my grandma's house in Georgia, they got a picture of it's not him, but it's a so-called black image, right? Right, but he had dreads, so I got stuck on that for a little bit. That's what led me to the dreadlock. You get what I'm saying? So I had to get that out of my mind because that wasn't part of our custom. Go ahead. So it's all about learning the truth and moving according to that.
For salvation is of the Jew.
Right. So now we gotta understand that no other country, no other nation can get salvation. You got any judgments for him? All right.
Ephesians 5 and 11. and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Right. So we're here to reprove the unfruitful works of darkness. Yeah, dreadlocks looked cool at one point in time, but that the separation between the world, it's a worldly thing.
Shrimp tastes good, but I don't eat it.
Huh?
Shrimp tastes good, but I don't eat it.
Right. So
I ain't ate it in 20 years.
pull away from the lust of the Lord. I mean, lust of the world.
Yeah, that's right.
And turn towards the Lord. Go ahead.
John 4:23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Right. So those that worship the Lord, they gotta worship in the spirit and in truth. The Holy Spirit gonna reveal all things unto you for you to walk according to that. And that's the bottom line, you know. So then you're gonna physically see it. I promise you, you're physically gonna see it yourself, and that here ain't gonna mean nothing to you.
Oh well, I didn't. I had I sponged it up at one time.
Yeah.
And I only went to dreads because I was thinning. And
Yeah.
I said, this ain't even gonna bother with it no more. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And I see, well, if it ever get to where it's thin, I'm just gonna whack it all off, but I ain't gonna just have them hanging on.
Yeah.
Barely hanging on.
Like the main tree or
It
something.
all off.
I had dreads too, and I had my standing out
Let it get heavy. It's gonna pull it on the scalp. You
Yeah.
know?
I also had dreads, but I cut mine when I came to the road.
All right, let's get these precepts.
Like this, and I'm just going, brother. You said like 30 years ago we ain't had this understanding. The Lord didn't.
Not everybody.
I
Some
got
people
you.
did.
I just wanted to bring this up. This is Matthew 24 and verse 14. If the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, then shall the end come. So Yahweh he's spreading his spirit over the earth, and those that he deemed to get to receive this understanding, they're gonna receive it and push the truth, and then the end gonna come. You know, he gotta all of prophecies gotta come into effect, everything gotta pass, and then the end gotta come. And we witnessing it. You know what I'm saying? Right before our eyes.
And it's crazy because 30 to 40, like during the civil rights movement, you had Malcolm X, then you had Martin Luther King, then you had a leader called Abba Bivens. He was the first one, the doctrine that we're teaching right now, he was the first one to present it. And what he did, he studied all the different, that's how we figure out the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites, through all the curses and everything. So he started studying each one of the people, and he was the first one to say the name Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah. So the angel came to him with a green garment on, like the veil, that's what it describes in the scriptures, and gave him the Paleo Hebrew that we go by right now. You know, so it was around about 30, 40 years ago, around that time, that the truth was being put out, right? But it was being overshadowed by a lot of the things that was going on in our community. You had the Black Panthers. We were looking for a way out of this curse. Because think about it, before that, we were trying to thrive as a people. Black Wall Street. We had all those things going on. We had our own communities, our own societies, right? And what did Esau do? He had to try to find a way to infiltrate that. But that was just showing us that the only way we're going to make it out of it is through the Lord. We're not going to be able to do it ourselves.
No other way.
Ain't no other way.
So, you know, we would have already done it.
We would have already done it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, there's no other salvation. You can't get it. I mean, it's keeping keeping the commandments. It's got to be the only way, because
within that we can't keep them 100%.
Right.
So we need a deliverer. We need salvation from some other but ourselves.
This is the increasing of the knowledge, increasing of the truth from the level you saw it in the 30s until now.
Hey, not in the 30s, man.
30 years.
And he was saying, wasn't in the 60s either. 30 years from now, it was, you know, back in what, the 90s or something like that.
90s,
80s. All right, Proverbs 4 and 18. But the path of the just is as the the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. So it's gonna get brighter and brighter. It started from Yahushua on to Peter, on to Paul, which he said his office had to increase, right? So everything started from a small light all the way to the day shine. You know, all the way till now. So the scripture says knowledge is going to increase. So we in the end, so we need this level of knowledge. We should know a lot more. You know, a lot more is being revealed. We're in the time of revelation.
Okay, don't mean that you got something else. I mean to change gears. Don't want to change gears on you. Now there's nothing else really need to happen before the end, right?
Yeah, we need the RFID, the C hip, the micro C hip needs to happen. The Revelation 13 and 16.
You know what that is, right?
Somebody got that, yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna ignore this. 13 down here.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
same spirit though.
Revelation 13.
Yeah.
So Revelation chapter 13, verse 9.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. We don't even need to go there. Sorry. So this is what needs to happen, right?
Hey, make sure you get this to your tape.
Yeah. So what needs to happen is it's gonna be a new form of money. They're gonna do away with the physical form of the dollar and put a digital form of it, right? And they're gonna have to implant it right here. This right here. We can't say certain words or they'll cut our page. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it's the C here. See that word right there? Don't say it out loud. Just read it down. All right. So that's what they have to put in the people, right? In order to put that stamp on everybody to let them know what side of the fence are you on. All right. So all those that take this right here, that get this right here, belong to the devil. You're gonna have some that don't get that will still belong to the devil. But those that are gonna get salvation, right? They're not gonna deal with this. They're gonna put so much pressure on us. It's gonna be like, when Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael were faced with the fiery furnace. That's how extreme it's gonna be. They're gonna be like, if you wanna be able to live in this society, you gotta do this.
Yeah, we got a taste of it with the lockdown.
Yeah, with the 2020. You know what I'm saying? How they said if you want to go back to normal, you gotta. You see what I'm saying? And they're trying to move everybody according to fear, and because everybody's gonna have to show their faith. Are you gonna have faith in the Lord that He gonna supply everything we need in that time, or are you gonna go conform to the system and have faith?
So how does go? Because I hear a lot of things coming from me just trying to study and listen to YouTube and different camps and stuff like that. But how does the one world order? It seems like the one world order seems like it's gonna run a course of a while as well versus somebody like, well, you see what Putin is doing now, right?
Right.
And he's dropping, say they go to dropping bombs and it's really like lights out. So something else has to happen.
Right. Once that happens, it's a wrap. That's what we waiting on right there. Once we see that being forced at a mass scale, that's when the end's gonna come. Exactly from that. Like you're gonna see some wars kicking off, but the end all tell all, where America be destroyed by ICBM, the lake of fire, that has to happen first, according to Revelation. It's gonna be in that timeline.
And will people have to live in a society where, like the scripture says, you can't buy or sell anything like that
unless you have that?
They getting it all set up right now. Like they were saying during the lockdown, hey, do you got your you got your card, but they do got your C hip. You go ahead and enter the C hip. You got to insert it in. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, what's on the card, they want to put it in the form to put it inside people.
And now you got what it is?
Apple Pay. Contact.
No, not even Apple Pay. What is this market? What is it? You got the fresh market over here, but then you also got Whole Foods. There you go. Whole Foods. They got where you can palm readers. Getting you introduced to it. Gradualism, get feet into your small doses. So when they roll out with it, hey, then everybody, well, yeah, I've been doing it. Might as well just get it integrated, sweetened, completely cashless, pretty much.
Yeah, they already, got it. You know what I'm saying? But now they're gonna do it on a world scale. So they're trying to put the NWOs is to put everybody under a satanic rulership, and that is the signet behind that rulership.
Yeah, because the first world order was with the dollar, fiat currency. Now they set up this one, digital system. That's their new world order. But in this new world order, they want to get rid of the old horde and have a new horde, China. They want China to be the new economic horde, and Russia to rule militarily, while the bankers sit in the background and have two sides fighting. You see what I'm saying? Just like before. So that's what the bankers hope. And their whole thing is they just want a satanic order on earth. Because what happens when you have all the money and the riches? They just want the power. You know what I mean?
And that's their goal, to try to get that.
So you said, I'm gonna read this real quick, and then I'm gonna read this one. This is gonna answer your question about the bomb. But they start going bombs over Baghdad. What does that mean? You know, what's next? But real quick, Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. They got a little bit more time to rule. You know, look at what Biden doing. He's starting World War III.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, it looked like it's almost over, but like you said, you know.
But that could happen tomorrow. Is that what we're saying? That's how close we are to the end.
Yep. Second Ezra 9.
Yeah,
Second Ezra 9. Yep,
because what one thing that Trump said before he left office is that America should look into dealing with other currencies, not investing in the other currency, not specifically staying strictly on the dollar. That goes against the agenda of them right there, because they're going to do away with the physical form of the dollar and create a digital form of it. The dollar is still going to be kind of sort of ruling in the basket of currencies, but it's going to be a new form of it. But that's what they're going to try to push, and they're going to force people to, what is that social
credit score.
Social credit score.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell everybody like even homeless people, they'll wipe their whole slate clean, and you can be like the average citizen. You can have a credit score of this, that, and the third, but this is how they're gonna monetize everything. It's no longer. They don't want any. They want to have total control of the money, right?
The problem with Trump is Trump wants the New World Order too, but he just wants the bankers gone. That's what the bankers don't like. Those elites, he want them gone. He don't like them because they want him gone. You see that? So he wants the new world, the same digital system. When he came out, he wanted the digital identification. So he wants the same two sides of the same animal, Democrats, Republicans. But he wants America to rule. They want China to rule. That's why he said America first.
Right.
Yeah. So yep. Read this real quick.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "For the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise."
See, the heavens, the rulership now is going to pass away with that Tsar Bomba, the boom, Russian missiles, Iran, North Korea, all these other countries. So the great noise, the changing of the guard, the changing of the rulership is going to happen. See that's going to be the dividing, parting asunder of the times. Is this destruction? That's the big. This is it, the climax moment. You know what I mean? So when them missiles drop, America's done. That's the staff of the wicked. That's what they've been ruling the world with. So what are they going to rule with from that point? Europe is a banking nation. They trying to get an army together and get some nukes, but Russia going to be on that ass.
Yeah.
According to 2 Ezra 15.
Right. Because Russia is the biggest stockpile holder of nuclear weapons. And America is second, but third you got China. And you got Russia and China allied together, so America's outnumbered.
That's right. And Europe. Europe is done. They said who was able to make war with the beast? All of that conglomerate they had together, Europe, NATO, and America. Who's able to make war with that? Now the Lord got Most High. Most High said, "I'm gonna send unto you fanners, unto Babylon fanners, meaning enemies, foreign nations, that shall fan her, and they're gonna empty the land." So the Lord raised up somebody that can compete with that power structure. He raised up Russia now and the BRICS nations, and the military faction. They got an economic faction with China, and they got a military faction with Russia.
Right. And a lot of America's power came from them being able to put tariffs and sanctions on these other countries. Because with the dollar. See, they don't have that hegemony in the earth anymore. Because these other countries like, we don't want to use the dollar. Let's use gold. Let's use silver. 2 weeks ago, you had Japan, which is and China, which are the two biggest holders of the America's debt, the U.S. Treasuries, selling them off to stimulate the yuan and the yen. Right? What is that? That's depreciating the value of the dollar. And what is that going to have to do? America's not going to have, especially with all the funding that they're sending Ukraine and into Israel, they ain't going to have the money to go to war like that.
You got that?
It was.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna add on to it. As well, America's strategy as far as their nuclear strategy is outdated. Right? They still depend on planes, submarines. When Russia has actual ICBMs that go from one continent to the next. Right? Well, we still doing flybys. As far as America.
and that one, they had the stealth bomber, the B-52. It was at one point in time was under the reason why they would use that one because the amount of nuclear warheads it could hold, the amount of nuclear missiles it could hold, and at one point in time was undetectable on the radar. It would fly at such a height that they didn't have to because when they come out of the silos, they go out of the atmosphere and come back in, right? But the stealth, the B-52 was able to fly through an area, the zone, and drop nuclear missiles, right, and not be detected. Now they're trying to use drones to do that. But America, when Trump came into office the first time, he took away 65% of the military funding, right? So now America's military is outdated. It's outdated now. Everybody else has been ramping up their military arsenal.
Still use floppy disks.
Still lose funding. Right. So and with that, North Korea has a satellite that hovers over America back and forth, and they can ignite an EMP and just totally disrupt the grid. So America be left in the dark. Some more precepts?
Yeah, for second Ezra 9.
Yeah, second Ezra 9.
Oh, it's second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure down the time diligently in itself.
So how we measure the time diligently within itself? Look at the prophecies, how they unfolding, things that are happening in the news, things how the economy is fluctuating, things that happen with the dollar. The more the dollar depreciates, the more that they're forced to send America into war. Because that's not, really the dollar's backed by de facto and NATO and the military. So how were they able to put pressure and use these sanctions on these other countries? Because at one point in time, if you didn't go according to America's agenda, what they gonna do? They're gonna send troops in there and change the regime. Now these countries are saying, you know what? Try it now and see what happens. North Korea said there's no more negotiation. The only thing, the next step is a military response. That's it. They said don't send nobody over here trying to do no peace. They said they did all the peace talks in America's point of view. If you don't comply according to their system, that they're gonna do some type of form. Those sanctions is economical warfare. So they're actually waging war against these other countries, but they don't have the hegemony in the earth like they once had.
Hey, too, and that's kind of too why Putin launched those ICBMs on the Ukraine. It was a warning to the West, man. Mm-hmm. Basically like see who go be the bigger person, man. Who go up there now, all right? So since we know Ukraine don't have this type of power, so we know you backing them, all right? So boom, all right? So we gonna send these ICBMs over here. What your next step gonna be,
Right.
Basically, just like the bishop said, they not that hegemony, they're not that power of the earth anymore. So they're trying to see what their next step is going to be, man.
And America can't go in a shootout with these other nations. They can't go and shoot, can't go ball for ball. They can't. Go ahead.
1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
They shall not escape, man. This is gonna be lit up. All right, they thinking they safe right now. We got Trump in the office. Ain't nobody gonna try us. Listen, there's sudden destruction. They're gonna seem to be at rest, and then all hell gonna break loose on this place, man. All the hell that America's been doing on these other nations, man, it's gonna come right here on American soil. You're gonna see. You already see division among the people. That's how America was founded on division. You had the Civil War that started the Union versus the Confederate. So that's how America was started off division. But you're gonna really, really see it like how you see in these other countries, like the stuff you see that's going on in Israel and Gaza right now. You're gonna see it right here on the earth, on American soil. See the problem with these American people that are really pro-America, they don't think that it could happen, just like they didn't think it could happen in Rome. See what I'm saying? They didn't think Rome was going to ever fall. The Iron Curtain, they didn't think they was going to fall.
That's why they're going to be caught in their folly. That's why Scripture says, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man, man. So they're going to be out here marrying, giving in marriage, partying, drinking, living it up. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, messing around, man.
You don't catch them with their pants down. Somebody had it down here.
Yeah, I got one too.
All right, I'm a one.
All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says the sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction.
That's why you're hearing all this noise from these other countries. The sound of battle is in the land. That's why you hear about all these new nuclear missiles that North Korea got now. Iran is developing a nuclear system. North Korea said they're gonna ramp up their uranium. Then now you got Russia going trading missiles for troops with North Korea. You see what I'm saying? So now all these nations are rising up against what? Like the elder said, he shall send thunders upon America, meaning enemy.
The whole earth cut asunder and broken.
How is the hammer of the whole earth asunder and broken? Because a lot of people thought when the fall of the Soviet Union, right, when the Soviet Union was destroyed, was that in the 80s, like going into the 90s, when that happened, everybody like ain't nothing gonna be able to, because Russia was the Soviet Union, the USSR was the only thing that was standing in their way. So that's why they crushed the economy and forced them to break up. Huh?
Ukraine was a part of that.
Yeah, Ukraine was a part of this USSR. All right, go ahead.
It says,
So that's why, because now if you think about it, the whole, when he sent, what is it, in 2022, when he sent those troops in there, that was him telling the West to stay off our back door, because they were trying to get of Ukraine officially a part of NATO. And if you look at a map of NATO countries that surround Russia, it would have them totally surrounded by NATO. And America said, if y'all continue to move east, then we will be forced to protect ourselves. So really, it's Russia against NATO and the United States as they wage war, and Ukraine is a proxy country that is used in the fight. So now with Biden saying that Ukraine can use military supply ICBM missiles, right, giving them the okay to strike, not only to use them but to strike inside to Russia, right?
War.
Putin's response was, okay, now that's a declaration of war. And they just did the whole nuclear war pact, saying that any sort of escalation from a nuclear threat can resort. They don't have to shoot nuclear weapons. Can resort for them to respond in nuclear force.
Yeah, they changed the nuclear doctrine.
They changed the nuclear doctrine.
Russia did that.
Right.
Because look what happened in World War I when America responded with 2 nukes.
World War II.
World War II? It's like World War II when America responded with 2 nukes on Japan after them bombing one of their military sites. They didn't have to respond nuclear, but they did, so that they can establish their power. Russia gonna do the same thing.
Right, and that was ultimately a snare to America, because they introduced the world to nuclear weapons. They're the only nation on this earth that ever used nuclear weapons in a war.
Yeah, that's in the scriptures.
Huh.
Zephaniah 3 and 20. He said you're gonna be able to see it, everything up close.
Huh.
Right here in America. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. That's right now, we're being gathered in the spirit. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth. So we're scattered around the whole world. And that's why the Lord waking us up wherever we're at, the ghettos and the suburbs, it don't matter where you're in the world. You know, we got it's camps all over the world waking up, all over through YouTube. You know? Right. And the praise among all the nations, that can be good promotion or bad promotion. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But you knew about it when you came up.
Oh yeah,
that's that fame.
Yeah, I knew before when I was sitting over there. I knew before I even saw the fringes.
Just like they before you even seen the fringes, it was the spirit.
Like that, unless it's a party, you know what I mean? Something like that. I know you got.
That's deep. It says what? And will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. You're going to be able to see everything happening, like the brother was saying earlier. Right here in America, see it all happen, all the prophecies happen.
All right, just to back up the elder. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 26. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power.
There you go. Now, isn't that places all over the world? Because no matter where we go, even.
Well, that's mainly America, though.
Yeah, this is America, where it was said we are not a people, where they all came together and tried to break us apart and do away with our name, cast away the name of Gad, because Christopher Columbus knew about the Gadites, you know. But when they called them what? Native Americans. So in the Roman Empire, they knew it was Israelites. That's what they called us Christians. This just means Hamashiach, means followers of the Anointed One. These Israelites. But here is where they did away with the whole name of Israel and everything, and then that spread around the world. Right. So, but your point,
so the people that's in Africa. You got people over there saying that in West Africa saying that they the Gadites too.
Oh, Ethiopia.
I think it's in. Is it West Africa or Ethiopia?
It might be the Ethiopians. You know, that might be the one I'm talking about too. But they can say what they want. It don't matter at the end of the day because it's all about the elect. Right. See that? That's why we're fishing for us. We're fishing in the sea of people for the elect. We don't know who's who. So I couldn't go over there and say y'all not the Israelites. Some of them could be because we ran into Africa in 70 AD. After 70 AD. So yeah, who cares? It's all about the truth. Those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Remember that earlier? So they can say they from this, or even the fake Jews can say they're Israelites. But we know they're imposters, but there's some of us among them.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? Looking like them and stuff. So it's just all about the truth now. Who gonna turn to Yahweh Shai over there in Ethiopia?
Right. But, I definitely understand that.
You know what I mean?
You know, in West Africa, there's a lot of similarities in the language, the Hebrew language.
Yes.
There's a lot of people. I hear them talking sometimes in that language.
Yeah. What's that? The Igbo?
Like they say
Igbo and Sierra Leone.
Right.
Yeah.
The Shanti tribe, the Fanti
Shanti
tribe. You hear some of the words, and like they'll always tell me, like, yeah. Every time I'm talking to one of them, they'll say like Yah Masi. I say, what that mean? They say giving praise unto to God.
Right.
So that's what that means. So that's a part of their language. That's something that they kept. You know, unlike us, we didn't keep anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, you find out a lot of those people are people that I guess they didn't make the boat or whatever.
Yeah.
But
still some of them still over there. Yeah.
And they mix with the people, of course, that was over.
I think it's a beautiful thing, man. We got scattered so far, and the Lord bring us back.
Yes.
That's a beautiful story, man. Absolutely. That's a beautiful story the Lord wrote for us.
Man, I got my family waiting on me.
Yeah, man.
You guys are out here
Every Saturday.
every Saturday.
Yep.
What time you guys get out here?
9, 10, 11 lately.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you stay how long?
Sometimes it be dark and still be out here, but not normally we leave about 6:00.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got the YouTube on those papers.
Yeah.
So you can
I'm
anytime.
definitely gonna look at it. One last question. And hope we can make it quick. Tassels and friends.
Friends. You can wear tassels, but friends. Come on, the tassels on the corner?
Yeah. Absolutely. Some prefer
the tassels.
I've seen the caps. Some guys will have that.
Yeah.
Some guys will have the fringes going around the borders, and some will have tassels.
Tassels on the edges and all that.
Yeah.
I like the fringes. Yeah, it's the fringes. I like the fringes.
Those look like fringes. Those look like tassels and fringes.
Yeah, but he got them going all the way across.
They're going all over.
And what it's supposed to represent is the laws. So imagine that of the laws, yeah. And the blue represents the covenant. And this right here supposed to represent the law. 613 laws, but it ain't 613. But it's just a lot of laws. So imagine having two hanging on the edges. That's the 10 Commandments. 5 on this side, 5 on that. You got a good vibe about you, bro. Good spirit about you, man.
I appreciate the talk, man. Appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, what was your name again?
My name is Anthony.
Anthony? All right, nice to meet you, Anthony. All right, Howard One, man.
All right.
Leave a comment, and get involved, bro. The next step will be coming out here, proving yourself. Like any team, you know what I mean? Any job you go to, you gotta prove yourself. You go through a probationary period. There's some people that bluff. We have people bluffing all the way to the point of putting a garment on and then never showing up again. You see what I'm saying? So we've been wounded a lot. So we all pull together and we all look at each other and we pushing. Right. So we just require that same diligence of each one in the camp. Just show up to camp. You're gonna get tired, but at the while you'll get used to it, just like anything else. Stamina, endurance. You know what I mean? Muscle memory. Even when it's cold. If it's storming and raining sideways, we might leave. But if it's cold out here, hot out here, we're here, man. Saturdays, because that's the day everybody usually off, not because it's a Sabbath. You know what I mean? So we go by the Sabbath according to the new moon, not according to Friday and Saturday. So that's the next thing. So the word moon, just real quick though, the word moon means month, right? So what happens when you have a new moon? You have a new that evening. So 7 even the evening, 7 evenings from that.
Sundown.
So you get 7 days. There you go. That's it.
Okay. So it's Friday sundown. I know. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Sabbath.
No,
No, it's not that.
right now for this month it is. It just so happened, it just so happened that the new moon this month landed on a Friday. Some people keep it on a Thursday, but it just so happened that it landed on a Friday, so we keeping it from Friday to Saturday.
Yeah, you just gave me too much right there.
Yeah. So just look up the new moon, the lunar calendar. Okay. It's a perfect calendar in the sky. Perfect. It waxes, wanes, right? It's perfect. So the Julian calendar, they go by Friday, Freya Day, Saturn Day, Sunday, Zeus, and all that. So we deal with that's not even the real 7th day of the week. Going evening to evening. You see what I'm saying? So you want to go from the new moon that night to the next morning, evening. I mean, that's the new moon. Then that next evening, that's day 1. You know what I mean? To the next evening, day 2, day 3. You know what I mean? All the way to day 7 or 6, and the 7th day of the Sabbath. And then you do that to the next new moon. No, it's right there. I just gave it to you, man.
I know you gave it to me.
Just stick with new moon.
I'm trying to grab it, but my mind everywhere.
I know, bro. Just think about month. Get a new month, a new moon. 7 days after that, that's your Sabbath. It's that simple. You can't have days without a week. You can't have weeks without days. So a week is a Sabbath, right? So you put that together, that's the math. Can I?
Yeah, come. So basically, like the new moon is supposed to fall on the 30th, around that time, which is going to be Saturday, right? So that will be the first day of that month, right? So that's day 1. The 7 days after that is going to be the Sabbath again. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we were able to calculate it before they had this Julian calendar. Remember when we came out of Egypt, he said this will be the first day of the days of the year for you, right? So then the 7th day after that, because we came out of Egypt on the new moon, all right? So the 7th day after that was the Sabbath. So this calendar is so distorted. Why isn't the first day of the month on a Sunday if Sunday's the first day of the week? And why isn't it always the first? Why isn't Saturday always the 7th? You see what I'm saying? Because the calendar is distorted, but the moon it has the 4 phases, and it does the same calculation every single time. It doesn't change. So that's why you got some months got 31 days, some months got 30. Then you got February that has 28. It's just all over the place.
And just to add on, Friday to Saturday, any other time that doesn't follow the new moon, that's the 5th day of the week. According to the first day of the week being Sunday, that's just the 5th day. So yeah.
So yeah, this is a bunch of confusion, but the moon will get you there.
Okay. Yeah, new moon. Is that something?
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right, no, thank you, man. Okay. I'm gonna get it, please.
I know you gotta get your family out.
Yeah, they're in the car waiting on me now, so.
Yeah, that's next step.
Yeah.
All right, that's me, yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, peace, brother.
All right, well.
Go ahead and start this lesson.
Yeah, we can go ahead and start this lesson. All right.
This is
Not yet. We're gonna elevate our voice a little bit. We're just having a conversation, a dialogue with the young brother. But to start everything off, I had a conversation with an individual, and he brought up the name of Umar, Dr. Umar, whatever, Johnson, right? And he asked me what I thought about him. I said, yeah, he wicked. And he's like, man, you don't listen to none of the stuff. I said, I listen to damn near everything that he said. It's just, he pinpoints a lot of the things that go on in our community, right? But who can't do that? Who can't? Anybody can see, like a blind man can see all the messed up stuff that goes on in our community, right? But what solutions does he pose? So he kept telling me I'm closed-minded because I won't open my mind up to listen to the brother. I listen to everything that he has to say, right? So then he asked me, like, what can our people do to come together? And my response was like, nothing. Because this is ordained by the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai. And his first response was, oh, there you go with that religious stuff. I said, I'm not dealing with religion. So I'm going to make a long story short. Only the elect are going to band together, right? And it's only going to be done through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Shai and according to his timing, right? So here's the thing. Yeah, our nation is divided, right? But what nation on this earth isn't divided? It's just heavily exploited in our community. Look at Esau, right? It just so happens there's a system put in place, right, that's for them. So it doesn't exploit the differences between. Now you got the citizens of America ready to go to war with each other about who was going to come into office. You mean to tell me there's not any division in so-called their nation? Yeah, it is, but it's not heavily exploited like I said before. They use that as a political ploy to distort the mind of our people. As long as we teach them and show them how their division is, right, they'll stay in that. And they'll find all kind of ways to try to come together and unify, but it won't happen. Why? Because they're not walking towards the truth. That's the only way we're going to be united is through Yahweh Shai. And those are the only ones that are going to be united. All right? And it's all going to be done on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's time. Let's look at this. They say it's so-called black on black crime, right? You don't think that happens with Esau? What about these white collar crimes where they do tax evasion and exploitation and extortion? And they go to jail, they go to prison for these white collar crimes. They don't talk about it. Right? Look at Russia. They Edomites. Look at America, the division between them. Look at, you know what I'm saying? So there's division everywhere. And guess who's the poster child of creating that division in every place that you see? Look at North Korea and South Korea. Look at China and Taiwan. All that division first mainly is being brought forth by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, right? But he's gonna leave all these other nations divided, right? And unite the two sticks, all right, that was separated through Jeroboam and Rehoboam, gonna unite them together through his elect. All right, so that's what the topic of the lesson is going to be on. All right, Lord willing, this lesson to edify and to serve his purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So first, let's get that Ecclesiastes.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right, so there was a season and time to every purpose. There was a time at one point in time that we were united. We weren't really, no, because if you think about it, we were kind of divided coming out of Egypt because you had still some that still wanted to go back into Egypt. So everybody's been divided since the Tower of Babel. Put it that way. Let's go.
Verse 2, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up.
All right, so us coming out of Egypt, right, was the birth of a nation. That's when the Lord established the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as the Israelites of the Holy Bible. The Most High's chosen people. The Lord's name is Yahweh Shai, so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. Okay? So there was a time where that was there was a time that wasn't supposed to be known. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal.
Right? All right, so now we were destroyed as a nation, and guess what? We're being healed by what? Yahweh Shai. How now we're being rebirthed into the kingdom. Go ahead.
A time to break down and a time to build up.
You see where this is going? There was a time we were broken down, and what we're being doing right now, we're being edified and built up through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 4.
All the way to 14.
A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance.
All right, so if we're going to be dancing like King David in the kingdom. All right, go ahead.
A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
Hey, somebody get that scripture, hold that right there. Oh, ye have lively stones. Real quick, Baba Couture. All right, so those stones, those precious stones were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, now the Lord is gathering those precious stones together. You have lively stones built up in a spiritual house. Real quick. Hold your place right there. Somebody, whoever get it, bring it out. Huh? First Peter. Whoever get it, bring it out.
It's the First Peter 2 and 5. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifice.
All right, and those are those lively stones being gathered together by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth through our transgressions. Now through the spirit, through the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai, we're being brought back together. So, Quan.
Malachi 3 and 17. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels And I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him.
So that we're witnessing that time right now. So the Lord is gathering his precious jewels. What did Hitler say? Say America has the Lord's precious jewels in their hand. So a lot of people know who we are as a nation, but our own people don't even know. All right, let's get back to Ecclesiastes. Michael Shaw.
Ecclesiastes 3 chapter 5, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing.
Right, at one point in time, we embraced this world. Now it's time for us to refrain from embracing it. Throw it away. Go ahead.
A time to get, and a time to lose.
All right, so we lose everything on this side to gain the kingdom. Keep going.
A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rent, and a time to sow.
All right.
A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate.
Right. So now what I'm doing is setting the scene. There's a time and a purpose for everything under heaven, man. But according to whose time? That's what we're going to get to. Keep going. What verse you at? 8. All right, go ahead.
A time of war, and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? Verse 10, I have seen the travail which Yahweh Bashem Yahushua hath given the Son of Men to be exercised in it.
Right, so who's putting that travail on the sons of men? The Most High is. The Most High is setting the timing for every purpose under the sun. And nothing is happening according to chance. Everything is happening according to the way He designed it. So it's not. It doesn't. If you're not on that wavelength, on that mindset of the Most High, you're not going to know when we're going to come together as a people. You're not going to know how we're going to come together as a people. You're going to pose more questions than answers. Go ahead.
Verse 11, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua maketh from the beginning to the end.
Right, so when he asked me that question, when we're going to come together as a people, he couldn't understand the answer because the Lord put the world in his heart. Because I gave it to him according to the scriptures, but he didn't want to hear it. All right, keep going.
Verse 12, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life.
All right, go ahead.
And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
And we want to enjoy the gift of all of our labor in this truth. That is the gift unto us from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, what verse there? All right, go ahead.
Verse 14, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it.
All right, so there ain't nothing can be put to anything unless it's ordained and done and brought forth by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So with that being said, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 1.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and ere the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned before they were sealed, that gave Salaki that have gathered faith for a treasure.
Right, so before anything that happened in the past, anything that's going to happen in the future, and anything that happened now, right, before all this is what this is saying. Go ahead.
Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone.
Right, all these times were made through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua alone.
So everything was written out before it even existed, was created. Before he started creation, everything was mapped out. All the time it was mapped out. Everything was mapped out. So nothing's going to be able to go off course. So you have to understand the question of when we're going to unite as a nation, you got to understand Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, because all these things were created before creation. All these things were written before creation. So our hands are in our, everything is done. That's why it says a man's heart is of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. How can a man then understand his way? You can't understand your way because our life was as a tale that was already told. Go ahead.
It says, I'll read verse 6 again. It says, then did I consider these things, and they all were through me. So like you were made through me alone, and through none other.
Correct.
By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
So through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, they shall be ended. It was beginning, so we were divided by the Lord, all right, through Yahweh, and we'll be brought together. Those curses going to end through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. That's it. That's it. There's no other way around it. I don't care if you get the Black Panthers, Umar, whatever his name is, Johnson, Malcolm X. There's nobody you can bring forth to end the things that we were going through until the Most High ordained it, until it to according to His timing. And He created time itself. So who are we to predict the time of anything? Go ahead.
Verse 7 says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
So the one common denominator that's going to keep us divided is Esau and the ways of this world. Until we come under to the like mindset of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, there's always going to be the division. Scripture said, well, how can two walk together unless they be agreed? Right? So you can't have all these type of different philosophies and unite as a people, because guess what? There's going to be some confliction that's going to come about. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 30. It says, he that is not with me is against me.
Right. So you might agree with some of the things of the doctrine, but if you have one small disagreement, then you're against the Most High, man. If you're against Yahweh Shai, you're against Yahweh. Go ahead.
And he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad.
Right, so we're not in the time of scattering, we're in the time of gathering right now, man. Just like how the brother read, there's a time in the season for everything on the earth. So now we're in the time of gathering. Gathering what? Gathering who? Gathering the elect. All right, so the rest of the sheep that are going to the course of this world, that have the word in their hearts, are going to continue to be scattered, man. All right, go ahead. That was it? All right, go ahead, Kabash.
This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and the Mashiach shall give thee light.
All right, so now it's a time to sleep, it's a time to wake up. Now we're in the time of the awakening, in the revelation of who we are as a people. That's the first understanding that we got to get in order to unite. So only the Israel of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua are only going to be the only ones united, man. All right, according to Amos 9 and 8. That was it.
I'm going to skip to verse 17.
All right.
So Ephesians 5 and 17. Wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
That's a good point. You got to understand what the will of the Lord is. Once you understand the will of the Lord, you'll be able to unite to what it is. Because that's what you want to. You want to unite to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and everyone else that unites with Him. You don't want to unite with anything on this earth, man, because everything on this earth is going to be destroyed. The powers that be are going to be destroyed and brought low. So if you want to be united to that, you're going to be destroyed right along with it. That was it. All right. Somebody get that was all the way to 9. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac.
All right, so what shall be the part asunder of time? When we going to get the devil out of the way so we can unite as a people and usher in the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua? They're going to keep us divided. They're going to turn the lights against the darks. They're going to turn the Christians against the Muslims. They're going to try to destroy every type of foundation that you try to make to bring unity within our community or within our people. Right? But the one thing they can't destroy is those that are unified in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8 of 2nd Ezra chapter 6. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau.
Right, so Esau was fighting with Jacob in the womb. Esau was trying to get out first so he can get that birthright, but it was already told unto Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger. So it didn't matter what he tried to do. It's all according to the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, who that birthright, who that promise was going to go to. All right?
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
All right, so what does that mean? Is the earth going to be destroyed? No. It's the end of their wicked rulership on the earth and the uprising of the rulership of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the children of Israel. All right, somebody get Isaiah 9:6 real quick. And who is that going to rest upon? It's going to rest upon Yahweh Shai, man. So now it's time for this government to be destroyed and the new government to be set up under Yahweh Shai. Somebody got it?
Isaiah?
Yeah, 9:6.
9:6. It says, for unto us a child is born.
Right, unto us Yahweh Shai is born. Go ahead.
Unto us a son is given.
Uh-huh.
And the government shall be upon his shoulders.
All right, so now that's the government, the tabernacle was David. All right, that's the ruling class of Israel, being set up under the authority of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That child was born unto us as salvation to bring us back together. Those that are of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Keep going.
And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power.
All right, so this dude was giving all this praise to Umar Johnson, but no, we need to give the praise to Yahweh Shai for giving us an opportunity to be united and brought back to Yahweh. That's the only way we're going to make it out of this. That's the only way we're going to stand up as kings and priests like we were at one point in time. Go ahead.
And it says the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Right, the Prince of Peace. Only thing these devils want to do is bring forth destruction and division. If you're seeking peace, you got to seek Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
It says of the increase of his government and peace. There shall be no end.
There shall be no end. So once we're set up as a nation, there shall be no end to it. Yahweh Shai is going to conquer and go through conquering. All right, he's going to have upon his head, it says, with many crowns. Go ahead, Zaquan.
Got something for that damn Pan-African. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children. That's what Dr. Umar is.
Yeah.
A rebellious child. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that taketh counsel, but not of me. And your boy, take counsel of Dr. Umar.
Right.
And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
That's all they're doing, is adding sin to sin. They're figuring out ways to pull you close, pull people closer to the devil instead of pulling them closer to Yahweh Shai. So going into the conversation that I had with this individual, right? He was like, what you think we could do to unite as a people? And every time I would open my mouth, he would interrupt and say, oh, you keep talking about that religion. I'm not talking about a religion. But I said, it seems to me, you listen. I got frustrated and said, well, damn it, why are you asking me for the answers when you got all these questions coming from you listening to Umar Johnson? It seems to me the only thing he did was pose a question in this individual's head. But you're asking me for the answer, though. Go ahead.
This is Sirach, chapter 13, verse 23. When the rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
Right, and that's exactly how he was. That's exactly how the conversation was going. He didn't really want to hear shit. The only thing he wanted me to do is agree with what he was saying. And I'm not going to. That's not the spirit that's within me.
And then said all that to say he wanted him to agree with what he was saying, just for them to both be sitting there questioning like, damn, what do we do now? That's not the case when it comes to the truth. I had a similar conversation a couple weeks ago. A female, she was like, that's why I don't go to church no more. Why? Because they always say, come down and get quote unquote saved, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, whoop, the whoop. All right, once I do that, how do I obtain the kingdom? How do I get into heaven, man? Because like she said, what am I being saved from? And scripture say he that endures to the end, same shall be saved, man. So you're gonna sit here and let all these false prophets and whatnot speak, say their words, get what they have to say off their chest, in order for you to still be left with questions, man. Hey, that's why the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he give us the whole shebang, man. We're able to get out here and be apt to teach, and scripture tell us to.
Right. Man. He was reading.
Shaquan had a precept, and then Nicole was still reading. But precept.
Oh,
Okay.
You had read? Yeah.
Yeah, precept.
Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
All right, who's that child? Esau.
Yep.
That's our oppressor. And guess what? You know, the devil used the woman against us. We ain't never, and what is, Umar Johnson, he's on that queen kind of book, you know what I'm saying? He's on that, he's on something that's going to lead us further into captivity than instead of pulling us out.
Conversation and shifting sand. So whatever makes the people feel good at that time, he'll be on that. He'll go to Islam, he'll go to Pan-Africanism, he'll go to Egyptology. Whatever make the people feel good, he gonna talk about that. He don't have a set foundation. That's one of
the key points that this individual said. He said, man, you can't be set on one thing. I'm glad you brought that out. That's what he said. That was what really pissed me off. He said, man, why you stuck on one thing? That one thing is my foundation that doesn't let me fall for the bullshit that he on.
Egyptology was made by Esau.
Sure.
All right. Isaiah 9 and 16. For the leaders of this people caused them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
Hey, is he on this side?
You need to be.
If he on that side, if he ain't, he better be. Please make a new sign, because he caused our people to err.
Right.
Put it right next to TD.
Sirach 4 and 27. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man.
Right, and that's what he wanted me to do. Go ahead.
Neither accept the person of the mighty.
I don't accept that. But he was accepting it too because it made him feel good. But if it made you feel so good, why you still have all these questions? Why are you asking me for these questions? Why you ask Umar Johnson?
I got you right here.
Go ahead.
1 John 3 and 10. In this the children of Yahweh are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother.
So, first of all, he don't like righteousness, because when I tried to give him a righteous answer, he objected to it. All right. So then he started to. I'm talking about we've been friends for years, right? But I could tell as the conversation was progressing, he started to despise me because of what I was speaking on. But I understand he's not despising me; he's despising the Lord, man.
Come on, that's Galatians 4 and 16, if I'm not mistaken. Am I therefore your enemy because I tell you the truth? So I present you with this truth, and I now become an enemy. Why? Because what you saying is going contrary to what you asked me, and I answered it. Now you looking at me sideways because I'm not talking outside of my neck like you, man.
It wasn't the answer that they wanted. Just to back up, just back up what the brother Arukal was saying. A lot of people, they ask questions, but they don't want. They ask the question, but they want you to give them the answer that they want to hear, rather than the answer that's going to help them get out of the confusion that they're in.
They don't have the conviction that we have in the truth. They're looking for confirmation through us, but our confirmation comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Right. I can't confirm unto what he's saying because it doesn't make sense.
This is Proverbs 4 and 14. It says,
the Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. The Most High Yahweh chosen people need to turn and repent to his son Yahweh because America is about to be destroyed. Go ahead.
It's Proverbs 4 and 14. It says, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men.
Right. And because he has such sweet words like Esau, they don't consider this guy to be wicked. They don't consider this guy to be evil. All right? Because of because he's being real smooth, just like they don't consider the pastors of the church to be evil or wicked. And they're the most evil and wicked ones. Go ahead.
It says, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Well, that's Esau. Esau can't sleep unless he done did something wicked. He can't get no rest unless he did something wicked. And they praise to see individuals like Umar Johnson, because guess what? That's part of them doing the wickedness. That's part, because guess what? They set these individuals up. They set these individuals up to what? To promote their wickedness. They can sleep well seeing rulers and leaders like this and our people falling behind them. You know, they can sleep good knowing that. They lose rest seeing us sitting out here on the highways and byways promoting the truth.
That's why they crucified Yahushua, because they didn't put him, they didn't establish him, they established Herod.
Right. Go ahead.
It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
All right, that's all they do. What's up?
Psalm chapter 90, verse 12. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our heart unto wisdom.
Right, measure the time diligently within itself. Teach us to number our days so we don't apply our hearts to wisdom. Right? And there's a crying for wine. I get it. There's a crying for wine in the streets. Everybody wants answers, man. Everybody wants some answers, but when you try to give an individual answers, if it's not going according to, yeah, you're right. They don't want no answers. They want smooth talk. I retract that statement. Only the elect want answers, and the elect are going to get them. All right, Zaria.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. And further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books.
Right.
There is no end.
He want to have 1,000 foundations. Right. He talking about, boy, you got to take a little bit from over here and a little bit from over there. Man, quick testimony. I had a neighbor in the house, the last place I used to live in, right? You know, I don't like talking to neighbors because, like, it normally ends up turning bad, right? So this individual had just got out of prison. He turned into an emergency man. He was doing good. And he saw me one particular day I came home from camp and I didn't take my garment off. And he seen me getting out of the car. He's like, boy, I didn't even know you was on, boy, I'm on that Israelite stuff too, blah, da, 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 da. So we had a conversation, right? He ain't on it. The conversation, he's like, man, so it was something that we objected to. The first thing he said, see, that's what's wrong with y'all Hebrews. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, man, see, y'all be closing your mind off. You got to be able to take a little, a totally different individual, but you can see the mindset similarities, right? They live two different lifestyles, but that same worldly mindset. You can't be stuck on one thing. You got to be able to take a little bit from this, a little bit from that. Listen, my mind is not set on gumbo. I don't even like eating gumbo. There's too much stuff going on in the pot. You get what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do my mind like that. I want to focus. My eyes gonna be single, like the scripture tell you to be. Interjection. All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and in spirit it have gathered them.
34:16 was it? Oh yeah. Seek ye out the book of the Lord. I was thinking about that. I'm like, that sound like this. But hey, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. None of these are fail. None shall want her mate. All right, the voice of the Lord has spoken, and the spirit is gathering together. So if you want to gather together, how our people are going to unite, 2/3 are going to be destroyed, and the 1/3 and the remnant are going to be brought together through this spirit. That's the answer.
Come on. So all that, all this, you got to go here and go there. No, man. We're going to stay in here, go here and there inside this book. Here a little, there a little, man. Line upon line, precept upon precept. That's the only time we're going to go from here to there. We're not going to go from.
But it's the same foundation.
We're not going to go from the Bible to the Quran to whatever the case may be, man. We're going to stick with one foundation, all right? That's why also Isaiah 33:6 says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, man. Knowledge and wisdom of what? Knowledge and wisdom of these scriptures, not knowledge and wisdom of all the books out here, you know?
I got cussed out by showing somebody they followed. I had an individual that, you know what I'm saying, a cool friend of mine or whatever. And they always they always stayed in the Quran, right? But I'm like, you got a Bible too? He's like, yeah. I said, why? He's like, yeah, I be going to the Bible, you know what I'm saying, to solidify or to confirm what's said in the Quran. I said, well, why won't you just use the Bible? Right, if you got to go to the Bible to validate what's being said in the Quran as truth, why not just use the Bible? All right, you want to do it now? All right, go ahead.
Make sure you finish the point. Ephesians 4:14. That ye henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Right. So think about it like this. During the time of slavery, right, in the heart of our captivity, right? They assigned us teachers to teach us the Bible the way they wanted us to know it and learn it, right? But once we broke out of that, we're trying to find all different ways. Some of us went to Islam, some of us went to atheists, some of us went to Christianity, some of us went to all these different types of ways, right? But not ever being able to learn the truth. Go ahead.
That ye henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
But then you have somebody like our business come along and bring forth the truth. Now we don't know, no longer have henceforth be carried with every wind of doctrine. You know,
By the sleight of men, Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X,
Polite.
No light,
Sayonara.
Lawatazar.
And cunning craftiness.
And listen, if you ever listen to him talk, it's cunning craftiness, tickling of the ear. It sounds real sweet and polite, but there's truth behind it and pinpointing the things that are going on in our community, but not how to get out of it. Go ahead.
Whereby they lie in wait to deceive, man.
And that's exactly what he's doing, deceiving the minds of my people.
That's what he's known for, deceiving people. But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Yahweh Shai.
And if you love somebody, you're going to tell them the truth. Bottom line.
Yep.
You're going to tell them the truth. Bottom line. It's clear, point blank. But you seeing the sun move like that is crazy. It's crazy, man. Go ahead, we're going to bring down the line.
This is Jeremiah 23:1. Woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai. And I was bringing this up just because, like, Dr. Umar put himself in a position of a teacher or something like that. But all he's doing is scattering the sheep, teaching lies and false doctrine. And what it says, every idle word gonna be fired. So instead of talking his own ways, or any person that's claiming to be a teacher, they need to teach the words of the Lord, you know, not the words of their own personal thoughts and feelings.
All right, go ahead. Bring the precept down the line. You have one? No. All right, you have one?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21, just to back up the point that the bishop was making about how our people like to say, do this, go from this, eat from here, eat from here, eat from here, eat from there, and that causes confusion. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21. It says, ye cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
So he tried to pass that cup to my mouth. I slapped it out of his hand. And I tried to give him the righteous cup. Man, listen. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, right? They made it into they went into it was packed that they went in. It was supposed to be the goblet that Yahweh Shai drunk out of, right? To grab, right? And they said, you drink of the goblet, you're gonna live forever. So Indiana Jones knew which one to grab, right? One of the other Edomites, soldiers that was from Germany that had him hostage, that brought him in there. They picked a goblet that had a whole bunch of gold and rubies on it, right? And he drunk it and he just shriveled away and melted, right? But it was old, like rusty looking clay little goblet that he took and drunk out of, that Indiana Jones took and drunk out of, and nothing happened to him, right? And he poured that water from that goblet on the wound of his father and it healed it, right? See, he was trying to get me to drink of that pretty cup that looked real beautiful, and I tried to give him the plain cup that Yahweh Shai drunk out of, right? That passed on to us for us to drink out of, and he didn't want it. He slapped that. He can't slap it out of my hand because it's gonna stay in my hand. But that's the difference. I'm not drinking out of that foolish stuff. Go ahead.
This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6.
Oh, my bad.
It says ye cannot, this is back at Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21. It says, ye cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils.
Right.
So you can't you can't go and get a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and you can't be solid and steadfast on one foundation. Lord tells you you can't do one and the other. You can't drink of the Lord's cup and drink of the cup of devils. You can't eat at the Lord's table or eat at the devil's table. You can't take and mix and match everything and all this information to think you're gonna get a solid foundation. It's the reason why the Lord said that. You got to be solid. Your mind got to be established.
Right. In the Lord. We're gonna come right back to you and bring it on down. Bring it on down.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
After their own lust. Funny part about it was, I ain't gonna lie, this individual, he's pretty well off. Retired military, got a lot going for a nice big ass house, nice car, like doing real good. I'm proud of him. But he can't let we had a conversation. He said he felt like the Lord gave him everything that he wanted. And he probably did. And he went to explaining some of the things that events that go on in his life. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot. And conversation got heated because I said I felt like the Lord gave me everything I wanted too. And I said my blessings are a little bit different. My blessings are leading me to the kingdom. All right, the Lord gave me a amount of wisdom that people can't even understand, but I'm solidified knowing that he gave it to me for a purpose. And then he took offense to that because he understood I was talking about him. You can have your nice house and cars and all that stuff, but I wouldn't trade that for what the Lord gave me. The jewel, the token that the Lord gave to me. Go ahead.
It says, verse 4, if they shall turn away their ears from the truth, it shall be turned into fables.
Right, so that's what he didn't want to hear the truth, but he wanted to hear that sweet old fable coming from Umar Johnson that posed questions instead of giving him answers. All right? Go ahead. I'm coming on down.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seems to be wise in the world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
Right. And the crazy part about it is, I've been trying to put him on the truth for about a good 5 years, 6 years now. And how the conversation came about, he was like, "What? Listen, I got it. I said, "What you got?" Well, listen. You told you had something, but then the first thing you did is ask me a question, right? I'm like, bro, you don't got it. What I've been trying to get to, oh man, here you go again. That's all I kept hearing, right? Go ahead.
On your point. You said you try to get him to change, right?
Yeah.
This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Consider the work of Yahweh. That's what you're looking at. This damn Lord did you dirty. Right? You're seeing the Lord's masterpiece on it.
Right.
Consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked?
The Lord gave him so much prosperous in his life that he will not be able to turn away from that and turn to the Lord. Yeah, the Lord did do him dirty.
Hey, Con, it's easier for a camel to go in through the eye of a needle, man, than a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven.
Right, because he don't want to go through that narrow gate, that needle gate that the camel will have to go through. The camel will have to shed off all his extra baggage in order to be able to go through that gate. Right? But guess what? If you think about it, you have to take off that extra baggage to go through that gate. But once you go through the gate, you get it back. You feel what I'm saying? Once you go through the gate, man, come on. It's just plain and simple. People just don't want to understand. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 3 and 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, Yahweh knoweth that the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. So the two-thirds of our people, these wise, got these degrees, done this world that lifted them up, exalted them through carnal wisdom, is vain, is foolishness. There's no end in that. Our people are headstrong when the scripture tells us to lean not into our own understanding. So your master's degree, or whatever wisdom you have that is leading you contrary to the Lord and leading you to your destruction, you're enough to comprehend that. But they're so wise though.
And I get it. And the stupidity comes from trouble. Look at it like this. We've been impoverished since we can remember. This is where it's at. This is the only thing we have to remember ourselves by. Going through this. This is the foundation of our history. But like Kanye West said, what happens if we get past that and go to our original step mindset? So now people don't want to hear about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They want to hear this stuff. They want to hear about Gad and Minnie. All right? That's the table that they want to prepare for because they want to be prosperous, right, on this side. But the Lord's like, no, don't be prosperous on this side because he's going to destroy this shit. All right?
Our people don't want the responsibility that comes with the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That comes with being a prophet of not only a prophet but a man of the Lord.
They would if they could get money for it right now. The point is they're not going to have the faith. that is required. But it said what is a burdensome beast?
Beast of burden.
Beast of burden, meaning they don't want to let all that shit go in order to be able to go through that gate.
Hey, real quick, like Jake and the Civil Rights Movement, that whole generation take responsibility. Well, they'll take the pats on the back and all that from the words of a few Jakes that went and did the work to receive those so-called civil rights.
Right.
Isaiah 30 and 10. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. Just getting to the point.
Yeah, prophesy deceit. That's what our people want to hear. They want to hear smooth things that'll lead them according to the course of this world. Because to lead them into direction where they can be like these individuals. They want to live like this. So they go for individuals that teach them these wayward doctrines that are put together by these individuals. So they don't want the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to know that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. The Most High Yahweh's chosen people. And we get deliverance through his son Yahushua. Go ahead.
Yeah, this what your homie was saying to you. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
And he actually did say, boy, man, you need to let that shit go. Because at one point in time when we first met, I had multiple cars, a nice house. I had a lot of things going because we used to work together. I had a lot of things going for me in this world. Big, like nice recording studios and things like that. Just like everybody else said, but since you came into that cult, man, you done lost everything. I lost nothing and gained everything. See what I'm saying? I ain't lose nothing. I ain't lose anything, but I gained so much by turning to Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right, and he probably one of those ones that said, let it fall upon our children.
Yeah.
What's this? Exodus 23 and 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. So though he's saying, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us, we're not supposed to follow them doing it. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Moving in that same spirit of how they were 2,000 years ago, judging Yahushua.
And with that being said, the one key point that he made, he said, man, you got to think about you got little kids and grandkids, man. You got to think about them. I am. You think I want my grandkids to go up into society with them still ruling? I wouldn't give a damn what kind of generational wealth I can put together, because guess what? It's all being ruled by them, and they're going to dictate how the shit being supplied. So why would I want to leave? Why would I want to leave the fate of my legacy into their hands? Hell no, man. I want to go into the direction that's gonna give them everlasting life. I don't want them. I don't want them to be temporal. I want to enjoy the kingdom with them. I want my kids to be able to say, Yo, Abba, I'm finna go outside, and I'll be like, go ahead.
Which planet you going to?
Well, which planet you going to? Which jungle you going to? What continent you going to? Just don't go to that one that's smoking. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, y'all. What's up?
Psalm chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
All right, so I'll try to tell him about that secret place. I'm like, man, come under this tent with me. Come over here with me. No, I want to stand out here in the sun. I want to get cooked. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a special individual to be able to to abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Somebody get 1 Corinthians 2 and 12 real quick.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. It says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh.
Boom, and who are those individuals? Those are the ones that abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Go up to verse 6 real quick.
It says, howbeit we speak of wisdom among them that are perfect.
How are we perfected? We're perfected in Yahushua, having faith in him. And he's going to give us that perfect doctrine, that perfect understanding to lead us all the way to Yahweh. Go ahead.
It says, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world,
that come to naught.
Right, so why would I want to set my foundation on something that's going to be destroyed?
Verse 5 real quick.
Oh, yeah.
It says that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men.
Right, my faith don't stand in the wisdom of men. He want me to conform to Umar Johnson so bad he was willing to give up a friendship because of that. But it wasn't really. Now you understand, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand their purpose and their point on this earth. That the Father's name is Yahweh, His Son's name is Yahushua. Those are the only two names that we can call upon to get salvation. Don't think you're gonna hold on to America and ride it till the wheels fall out, because the wheels been gone. Go ahead. It's riding on the axle.
Transmission blown.
Transmission blown, everything. Go ahead. You have some more?
Okay. I'm gonna go down to verse 13. Verse 14. No, 13 is lucky. It says, which things also we speak, not in the worlds which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
So I did a spiritual comparison. He said, what you think about Umar Johnson? False. Wicked. See what I'm saying? Because he can't compare it to the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that was given unto us by Yahweh Shai. All right? It said, judge the spirit by the spirit. That was it.
Verse 14. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of Yahweh.
Right. So he's natural central into this earth. He want to do what feels good. Go ahead.
For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
You have to have spiritual. He don't have the discernment to get an understanding. That's why he kept telling me, man, I don't want to hear that. Because he didn't have the discernment. It didn't tickle his ear, just like how Umar Johnson did. That shows that the Lord gave him the spirit of this world. The Lord did him dirty.
Verse 15. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things. Yet he himself is judged of no man.
And he was trying to judge me and call me foolish for believing in what I believe in, right? Believing what I believe in, but him not understanding that he's the foolish one believing what he believes in. Go ahead.
Verse 16. For who have known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Mashiach, Yahweh Shai.
We have the mind of Yahweh Shai. That's how we're able to be instructed. He has a mind, the spirit of this world. That's why he wasn't able to be. He didn't approve of the instruction that I was trying to give to him in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. All right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh.
Go ahead.
So basically, that's what Umar Johnson has done. All right, he's going about establishing his own righteousness according to what he thinks, according to how he feels, how we should be, applying ourselves on this side. Okay, but we have to establish ourselves and have established ourselves in the might and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Right. So you got to understand it's a war being fought right now, man, and he on the wrong side of the battlefield. Right. He didn't understand at that point that he really became my enemy. You know. But did I show him that? No, I'm still compassionate towards him, still my natural self, my human self. But I understand what side of the fence that he chose to be, or that was chosen for him. Right? Hey, you know what? It is what it is. No harm feelings. All right. Let's do this. You got precept? I forgot. My bad, Zariel. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 21. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall they be life unto thy soul and grace to thy neck.
Right, so the light that was shining in me that I tried to pass on to him, he wanted to stay in darkness. He said, let not that depart from thine eyes. He ain't even wanted to be a part of his eyes. Period. So he couldn't even grasp it to let it depart from him in the first place. All right.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6. For godliness with contentment is great gain.
Go to 5.
This is 1 Timothy 6 and 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness.
And there it was. That's the whole foundation of what he believed in, right? Because of his status in the world, you know, he feels like, you know what I'm saying, oh, the Lord really dealing with you, dealing with me. That's what he felt like. He's like, man, God has been so good to me. Really, I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, bro, he done did you real dirty. Real dirty. Go ahead.
Hey, Con, also, too, if I may add on, hey, Babakasha, you can read that one more time?
1 Timothy 6 and 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness.
Hey, Con, man. So that's why the dude said what he said, man. Hey, you need to get out of that coat, whatever, man. Do this, that, and the third. Why? Because he's not seeing the worldly gain, all right, that the brother wasn't getting, you know, or whatever the case may be, you know. Hey, because that's why, hey, 2/3 of our people, they suppose that gain is godliness, man. If you ain't got nothing to show for what the Lord doing for you, then, hey, shit, he ain't blessing you, you know. Hey, you got to have a nice car, nice clothes, nice nice car, nice clothes, nice house, you know, this, that, and the third, man. Hey, you got to have the money, you got to play the part, you got to look shiny. Hey, the ride in on the horse, so forth and so forth, man. Hey, the Lord is blessing us with his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. That's why Isaiah 33 and 6, once again, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, man. Wisdom delivered those from pain that attended upon her, man. You know, not riches, not gains of the world, you know.
Right. Man, listen, I feel rich watching the elder video. You feel what I'm saying? And the jewels that he be dropping when you know what I'm saying, when he puts his videos out there. I feel full. I feel like I'm like, you talking about Thanksgiving. Shit, I enjoy that every day. You know what I'm saying? Because and guess what? And the beautiful part about it, I'm able to eat off the plate that the elder puts out there and fix my own for others to eat off of. You get what I'm saying? I feel rich within that. To have a level of understanding that the majority of the earth does not have. You know, and the Lord trusted me with that token. You feel what I'm saying? And trusting and being around others that are in that like state of mind. And seeing the difference of the ones. That's the only reason why the wicked that are still in our faith. The Lord's going to keep some of these individuals that we have conflict with. He's going to keep them close to us because he wants them to see what they turned away from. And they going to see that through us when the stuff hitting the fan. And then when they ultimately see Yahweh Shai show up and see how Yahweh Shai treats us, hey, they going to say within their mind, this is he that we had sometimes in derision in the problem of reproach. How is he numbered among the saints? Huh? That's what they're going to be asking themselves. Get down here because they've been waiting. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Ezekiel 7 and 3 and 7. I'm going to go all the way to 8. But it reads, but the house of Israel, and the point is, Israel is a stubborn and stiff-necked nation. You know, it says all day long, the Lord reach out his hand to a stiff-necked and rebellious children. But this is Ezekiel 3 and 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel imprudent and hardened-hearted. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, thy forehead strong against their foreheads. And like the brother was saying, when he was combating that spiritual combat with his friend, hey, he's strong in what he's saying, and he breaking down the truths of the Lord, even though the brother didn't accept what he was saying. Hey, the bishop didn't fold. He just presented the truth of what it was, whether he accepted it or not. And that's what we are to do. Teach the truth, whether they hearken or forbear, you know.
Right, and it felt like such a spiritual growth to me because times in the past I would have took it personal and got mad and upset, you know, ready to get carnal. But I understood, you know. So I look at these things as, you know what I'm saying, as growing in the spirit, you know. So we should look forward to these conversations that we have with individuals, and some of them are going to go good, and some of them a lot of them are going to go terrible, meaning terrible for them. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to pull out mine. Go ahead.
Ephesians. This is the book of Ephesians,
chapter 5, verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua upon the children of disobedience.
Right, and that's what's gonna come. I hate to say it, but that's what he got. You know, those riches and stuff that he got in the world. That's what it's gonna lead him to. The wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And I'm gonna be on this side of the fence. I ain't got time. I ain't finna play with the Lord. You play with him. You play with him all you want to.
This side.
Yeah. He gonna be on. He gonna be. I'm gonna be on the other side. See that fence right there that they holding on to? I'm gonna be on the other side of that fence, Lord willing. All right. I ain't gonna be on that side. All right.
I got mine.
Oh, he got yours. All right. Zaria.
John chapter 7. This is going back to when you saying watching a brother video, you eat off a plate and you get ready to make your own plate to feed others. This is John chapter 7, verse 38. He that believeth on me, this is Yahushua speaking. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So as long as we continue to believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we have one set foundation of on the Lord, not picking and choosing different doctrines, not picking and choosing different philosophies. When we make a video, not only does it hydrate a brother, but we also, like the bishop was just saying, we also we hydrate ourselves and we also hydrate others. That light coming from Yahweh Shem Yahushua reflecting the light from Yahweh to Yahweh shine to us, to others.
Right. Beautiful. All right. Let's get into this lesson. Let's get Revelation chapter 11, verse 1.
This is Revelations 11 and 1.
And we're going to see that it's all good, done according to the Lord's timing, man. Go ahead.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
And that rod is these scriptures, the word. And that's what I was measuring according to, right? But he didn't want to be measured according to that. Go ahead.
And the altar, and them that worship therein.
Then he don't want to worship at the altar. Keep going.
Verse 2. But the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not.
So he just solidified that he's outside the temple. He's profane. Because he wants to follow the ways of Esau, the most profane person on earth. Go ahead.
For it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 40 months. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
All right, keep going. And those 2 witnesses are talking about the northern and the southern kingdom of Israel, man. And we're prophesying right now. Go ahead.
Verse 4. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth.
All right, so understanding that, at that particular time, as I was trying to explain it to this individual, right, I'm doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's the rebuttal that he gave back. And the Lord was focused on him the whole time, on his response. All right, so now he's going to have to answer to that. Go ahead.
Verse 5, Revelation 11. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
Be unalived in this manner, man. He must be unalived in this manner. Thus saith the Lord. All right, keep going. All the way to 11.
Verse 6.
So that's why they wanted those 2 prophets off the earth. Because of the power that was given unto them by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, given unto us by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Go ahead.
These have power to shut heaven, that in rain, not in the days of their prophecy. And have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues.
You see how what Moses did, right? Go ahead.
As often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony,
the beast ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them.
All right, so we got overcome by Esau, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, go ahead.
And unalive them.
But now we're back here on this earth today. We're back here on this earth today. All right, in a lively state, but 2/3 of our people are not. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
All right, so they're talking about the spiritually dead, and that great city is talking about America. All right, so now if individuals have that American mindset of our people, they're among the congregation of the dead. All right, go ahead.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
And they totally X Yahushua out. All right, with their wayward doctrine, with crossing out his name, causing our people to try to crucify him afresh. All right, they totally X Yahushua out in this place. Go ahead.
Verse 9, Revelation 11. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
Right, so now, just like the brother was saying, he corrected it in the 90s. I went back to the 60s. The boy said he ain't that old. But but before that, right, before our business, that was dead bodies laying across laying around everywhere. That goes into Ezekiel 37, Valley of the Dry Bones. All right, but the Lord was going to spring life into us. All right,
and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these 2 prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Right, so we tormented them. So that conversation, right, was tormenting for this individual. That's like how it's tormenting for these individuals right here. They get scared when they hear the truth coming out by the men of the Lord. All right, so that's why they said, "Let us cast our band asunder." All right, that's why they try to erase the name of Israel off the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And 3 days and a half, the spirit of life. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
And that fear, right, was the truth being come out, and us springing up as an army. Like I said before, this is a war that we're fighting right now, man. And you got to understand the battlefront. You got to understand what side to be on. All right, that was 11. All right, somebody get Ezekiel 37:1, all the way to 8. So we're gonna go into the dead bodies and them becoming alive.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
Right. You're seeing that in America today. Keep going.
And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many open. That's like it. There were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Right. They ain't had no water on them. They ain't had no saturation. They were so stuck in this world, they were at an unalive state.
And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Yahweh, thou knowest.
All right, so now that's kind of like a question that he was posing me. How can we come together? How can we stop fighting each other? How can we come out of this dead state? All right, go ahead.
Verse 4, again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
And now, so now hear the word of the Lord. So now that's measuring the temple, right? How are they going to hear the word of the Lord? Somebody get Isaiah 34:16 again. You can keep going.
Verse 5, thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
All right, so some of those bones are going to have sinews and muscles placed upon them, but they ain't going to have that breath. Somebody got Isaiah 34:16?
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, in verse 16, it says, Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, no one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it had commanded, and in spirit it had gathered them.
Right, had gathered them. The Spirit of the Lord is going to gather those bones together, bone unto its bone, the ones that are ones that have the breath. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, and that shows the importance of prophecy. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone.
So now what you're going to have, you're going to have a crying for wine in the street. All right, people looking for answers. All right, people searching for the way. Somebody get a Romans 11:7. That was all the way to 8.
Verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
Right. So now check this out. Now that's when you see the Hebrew Israelite doctrine coming out, right? But not all of them are gonna have the truth. Some of them are gonna stand as you got IUIC, you got ISUPK, you got GOCC. Yeah, they teach in Israel, but they're still leaving our people in the dark state. Why? Because they don't have the breath. All right. So even amongst our people that are seeking the truth, they ain't gonna find it. They're still gonna cause our people to go astray. There's only gonna be an elect few that are gonna be able to hold on to that truth and have the breath, man. Go ahead.
That was it. That was verse 8.
So Romans 11:7.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
All right, the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded, man. Go ahead.
Verse 9. According as it is written, Yahweh have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, the ears that they should not hear, until this day.
So now it doesn't matter which way they try to come in, but the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand that they're Israelites of the Holy Bible and seek the way of truth through Yahweh Shai, who's going to lead you to the Father, Yahweh. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And David said, Let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them.
So whatever table you preparing and setting down to eat at, and if it's not the true table of the Lord, it's going to be a trap and a snare unto to lead you all the way to your destruction, man. All right, so let's get Isaiah 44:5. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect. And that him is referring to Yahweh Shai, not Umar Johnson, you know. Right. So you put your trust in the Lord, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to understand the truth. The truth of what? The truth of these scriptures, man. How to maneuver, all right, through this wilderness that we're in, all right. How to get back to the kingdom, you know. How to follow that path that the Lord Yahweh Shai laid out before us, man. Umar is not going to tell us that. He's going to tell us to donate for his little schools and whatnot, and not going to see him till decades later, man.
All right, somebody got Isaiah 44:5.
This is the book of Isaiah.
Chapter 44, verse 5. It says, One shall say, I am the Lord Yahweh. Another shall call himself by the name of Jacob.
So now that's why you got the sinews and everything going over and the muscles going over these bones, and these bones are being formed together, right? Go ahead.
And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
It said one shall subscribe to the name Yahweh and surname himself Israel. Right? So one's gonna be called Jacob, and the other one's gonna subscribe to the name Yahweh and call himself Israel. So it's gonna be a different. Have Jacob that rise up, they're gonna be saying, yeah, we the chosen people. Then you're gonna have Israel rise up, calling on the name of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. Because remember, Jacob's name was changed to Israel after he wrestled with the angel and got that blessing, right?
Yeah, this means they're gonna call themselves Israelites.
Yeah, come. So you're gonna have a bunch of them out there gonna call themselves Israelites, but not all of them are gonna have the breath. Let's get back to the matter of fact, Ezekiel 11 and 16, and Baruch 2 and 20. Yeah, Baruch 2 and 20.
You want Ezekiel first?
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
All right, so the Lord has always been a little sanctuary, even though he scattered us among the heathen. All right, so there's a little more to it than that. All right, Baruch 2 and 30.
All right, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves.
Right, in the land of their captivity they shall remember themselves, right? So we got to remember ourselves as being in Israel. That's the first step. And that brother didn't even want to get put to that point right there, so there's no way he's going to be able to come to the truth. Go ahead.
And shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I give them an heart and ears to hear.
All right, so now everybody that is subscribed to the name Israel is going to have a heart and ears to hear. So now let's go back to that Ezekiel 37 and 9.
Ezekiel 37 and 9?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and 9. Then say here to me, prophesying to the wind, prophesying son of man, and saying to the wind, thus saith Yahweh thy power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they shall live, that they may live.
And we're trying to bring Israel back to, well, somebody get life, death, and the power of the tongue. And that's how we're bringing Israel back to life, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So we got to prophesy to the wind, right? And be fishers of men. And bringing the elect back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the ones that are able to attain the breath. Somebody got it.
Proverbs 18.
Yeah. Proverbs 18 and 21.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, and verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Right. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, so they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. All right. So what fruit are they eating? What fruit do they want to eat? All right. You have the truth, which promotes life, and you have lies, which promotes death. All right. So what fruit are they eating? You can obviously see he didn't want the fruit of life, because guess what? He despised it. All right. Let's get back to that Ezekiel.
Verse Ezekiel 37 and 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet, and an exceeding great army.
Right. All right. So now, those are the ones that are going to have the breath, that are going to be able to obtain to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Shalom. Go ahead.
Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
God.
Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Therefore, prophesying said to them.
So that's what he was saying. Like, our people are set in the dark. Our people are this. Our people don't got our people don't have a fighting chance. And I tried to show him the way out, but he didn't have the breath, so he couldn't understand. Go ahead.
Therefore, prophesying said to them, thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your grave.
God.
And bring you into the land of Israel.
And so that's our promised land. That's our covenant. All right. That's where the way we want to go. We don't want to establish ourselves here in America. That's going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am Yahweh, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
God.
And shall put up in my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land.
And that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to be placed in our own land, man. We don't want to have no parts in this kingdom, because the Lord's going to destroy it and put righteous rulership on the earth. Go ahead.
Then shall ye know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it,
all right,
and performed it, thus saith the Lord.
And that's how we got to go according to his will. because the beginning and the end was set up by him. Go ahead, Mazan.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 36, and I'm going to start at verse 11. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning.
God. And that's the whole key though. That was the last one on us. Go ahead, that's fine. Now don't worry about it because we're going to come back to it again. So we got a lot more we're going to read on that. But that's the key point. Inherit thou them from the beginning. And that's what I was trying to tell the individual. We have to be back to that state of mind that we were in before we went through all this trauma. We gotta be in the state of mind that we were in when the Lord beautified us. We ain't stay in that state of mind that long because we transgressed his ways. But that point where he beautified us, that's what we need to get back to, so the Lord can beautify us again, man. That was it.
Appreciate it.
All right. Huh? Break it out, lady. All right, go ahead.
All right, this is 2 Timothy chapter 4. It says, I charge thee therefore before Yahweh and the Lord Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. This is the point. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. I think you brought that out earlier as well.
Right. But the key point is that he said he will begin to judge the quicken and the dead.
Right.
All right, the ones that are risen up, that have the breath, and the ones that are still in the congregation of the dead are going to be judged. All right, the ones that are quickened are going to be judged according to his mercy and righteousness. The ones that are still in the congregation of the dead are going to be judged according to his wrath. All right, Ezekiel, back to Ezekiel.
37?
Yeah.
Ezekiel 37:15. The word of Yahweh came unto me again. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel.
And so the question was, when we're going to unite together as a people? When Yahweh Bashim Shai said so according to his ways. Keep going.
And write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another into one stick.
Join them one to another into one stick. All right, so it's no longer going to be two sticks, man. But not according to, it's not going to be brought together through Umar Johnson. It's not going to be brought together through Malcolm X. It's not going to be joined. It wasn't going to be joined together through Martin Luther King. It's going to be joined together of the elect of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Keep going.
And they shall become one in thy hand.
The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand that the Israelites of the Holy Bible. If you want to see how people unite, only the elect are going to unite through Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Keep going.
Verse 18. The children of thy people say, or shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick.
We'll make them one stick. So the Lord said he going to do this, man. So we got to wait. He said, wait ye upon me till I rise up against the prey. Keep going.
And they shall be one in thine hand, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes.
And there will be no longer division amongst our nation, man. And the Lord said he's going to use the prophets, his prophets, to unite Israel. But only the elect are going to be the ones united, man. The 7 churches of Asia Minor. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. And said to them, thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen.
Right. See, you got individuals that still want to be joined to the heathen. All right? Go ahead.
Whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land.
And bring them to that verse 22?
That's next.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 22. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all.
All right, so now what America says, one nation under God, that's a lie. All right? There shall be one nation under Yahweh Bashim Shai in our land, Israel, man. That's when we're going to be coming together. That's when you're no longer going to see any division among our people. All right, that was all of 22.
Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
And neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. So it's only going to be done through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, and only for his elect. All right, let's get Sirach 36 and 7, all the way to 17.
36 and 7.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 7. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath.
And that's what we're waiting on the Lord to do. Because as long as this system is in the way, all right, it's going to continue to try to separate us and destroy us. It's even trying to even destroy and separate the elect. Scripture says if it were possible, it would even fool the very elect. But the Lord's not going to allow that to be possible. Keep going.
Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy.
Right, and that's what we need the Lord to do in order for us to unify together. We might want to get somebody down here to get it, so you won't have to turn it like that. Go ahead.
Make the time short. Remember the covenant.
Remember the covenant. See, that's what I was trying to explain to the brother. Remembering the covenant that was given from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob unto the children of Israel, man. That's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to the covenant. Go ahead.
And let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escape be consumed by the rage of the fire. And let them perish that oppress the people.
Right, so as long as we're under this oppression, it was designed for us not to come together. That's why he needs to take the light-skinned slave and bring him in the house and let the dark-skinned be out there in the field. That's a form of oppression and division right there. So now we mad at them because they get to go inside. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Smite and sunder the head of the rulers of the heathen that say, there is none other but we. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together, inherit thou them as from the beginning.
We got to go back to the beginning, man. All right, to that foundation. That's the only way we're going to unite, through that foundation of Yahweh Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Oh Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name.
Have mercy upon us, because these devils ain't finna have mercy upon us. All right, and they setting them up to leave, you know what I'm saying, to cause our people to err. That's to show true hatred towards people is to lie to them and keep them from the truth. All right, go ahead.
And upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn.
Right. So if you don't understand that, you ain't gonna understand your how about Shem outside. Go ahead.
Oh, be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city.
God.
The place of thy rest.
The place of the Lord's rest, man. So we gotta rest in the Lord. All right? And understand where our rest is. Our rest isn't here in America. Go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 4. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord their power. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them. And their adversaries said, we offended not, because they have sinned against the Lord.
And that's the point, man. Say we offend not because they have sinned against the Lord. So these other nations realize as long as we're going against the law, statutes, and commandments, our foundation of Yahweh Shem Shai, we will continually to be destroyed and divided. That's just the bottom line. So we have to get back to our roots, back to our foundation, and the only way to get back to that is through Yahweh Shai. That's it. Go ahead.
This is John chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Right. That's the bottom line. Understanding the truth, what the truth is. The truth is the father's name is Yahweh, his son's name is Yahushua, black man from the tribe of Judah, so-called black man from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Right? He don't look like this devil right here. All right?
And it says, the hour cometh and now is. The time for darkness is over. It's time for righteousness to shine forth on this earth. Starting with us coming out prophesying on the highways, byways, shining that light for the lost sheep to come in. And the end all be all is Yahushua returning and restoring order all together on this place.
Right. That's why it says in Ezekiel, prophesying so these bones can live, man. All right? Go ahead. Did you go all the way to 17 in Sirach?
No, not yet.
All right.
All right, this is back at the book of Sirach, chapter 36, and verse 14. Fill Zion with thine unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory.
Right, and how we gonna feel that? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. It says his train shall come down from heaven and fill the temple. And once his train comes down to heaven and fill the temple, and from there it's gonna fill the whole earth, man. Go ahead.
Give testimony unto those that thou hast Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning.
From the beginning, man. So before we were possessed from the beginning, before anything, any of this was created. Before the earth, the foundations of the earth was created, before Shemaims were created, the Lord had his chosen from the beginning, man. So the time period that we were going to be divided to the time period that we were going to come together was all ordained under him. Go ahead.
And raise up prophets that have been in thy name.
That been in thy name. All right, so those are the ones that are going to bring the elect back together. Go ahead.
Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful.
Right. And that's the key point, man. Reward them that wait upon Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. All right, we ain't looking for no Umar Johnson or nothing like that. No Polite, no Sarnetta, no Sarah Sue Seti, none of these wicked individuals. No Nate the Snake. No IUIC, no ISUBK, no General Yohana, no Gorilla Hebrew, none of that, bro. All right, we're being brought together by Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. That's it. That was all the way to 17.
All right, this is verse 17. O Lord, hear the prayer of thy servants, according to the blessings of Aaron over thy people.
Right, because it said, the Lord said, if my people will humble themselves and pray, then I shall heal them and put them and give them their land, man. So that's the only way we're going to be brought back together. Through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, man. And those that wait upon the Lord. Go ahead.
That all they which dwell upon the earth may know that thou art the Lord, the eternal power.
Right, and that's what it all comes down to. So everybody know who the internal power is. Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, these more precepts. Go ahead.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 7, it says, be not wise in thy own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. So right, basically separating from, these false teachers, these false ways, these false philosophies. You see what I'm saying? And back to the scriptures, the truth, the true spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, which will be health and navel to that marrow to that bone.
Right, and if your bone marrow starts to depreciate, those bones are going to be fragile, man. Marrow is the essential thing that keep the bones strong and it keeps the blood cool. You got something? All right. You got one? Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So it's cool to have the money, the carnal things that make this life comfortable, but you're not truly alive if you're not dwelling with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Right. And everything that the Lord spoke of is going to happen. So you can eat all the bread you want to. But everything going to happen that the Lord ordained to happen regardless. There's more precepts.
This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sore destruction.
Right. So any fashion of this place is set to destroy the minds of the richest and be a deterrent or a distraction of what truth really is. You know, so that's why we have to depart from this place mentally. All right, we stay here to show the Lord's power and deliverance. You have something you want to speak on?
Yeah, in verse 11 it says, if a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. So they can come and say anything unto the children of Israel in this time, and it seems like the people just fall for the folly. You know?
And he'll be a prophet to those people, like the blind leading the blind. But the elect, they're going to be able to see straight through that and be led. They're not going to listen to any other shepherd but Yahweh Shai.
Sirach 37 and 7. It says, every counselor extolleth counsel, but there is some that counseleth for himself.
Right. And that's what all Umar Johnson is, a counselor to himself. He wants the praise and the glory to be a Dr. Omar. Nobody cares about that except for the people that live in folly.
It says, beware of a counselor and know before what need he have.
Right.
For he will counsel for himself, lest he cast a lot upon thee.
Right. So he ain't doing nothing but trying to stroke his own ego and lift himself up. He ain't trying to lift the Lord. He's not trying to exalt Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai.
And just to add on to that, his name basically speaks for itself. You know, his name Dr. Omar. A doctor don't fix nothing, a physician does.
Right.
Oops. James 1 and 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And that's going into the dude that the bishop was talking with. You got to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh man, that don't work, man. You unstable, man. You still building, man. The house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua been established.
Right. He building on tempered mortar.
Hey, that's like having a diesel engine. Oh, I take a little bit of gas from here, a little bit of gas from here. You gonna fuck that shit up. It's like it. But yeah, you gonna mess up the engine. You have to have one fuel source, one consistent fuel source.
Good. Yeah, you got a precept, Ariel?
Go on. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 7. Wherefore I prayed and understanding was given me. I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones and esteemed riches. Nothing in comparison of her. There's nothing in comparison of the wisdom of the Lord, of Yahweh and Yahushua, of knowing who he is, knowing who he is, knowing who we are, and knowing who our enemy is. There's nothing more valuable than having a knowledge of self, than having a knowledge of the realm that we live in.
All right, some more precepts. I'm looking for one real quick. I think it's Jeremiah 9 and 27.
Ain't no 27.
Precept?
Ain't no 27. Yeah, go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 55, verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters. He that have no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. So anybody who looking for some answers, they need to come holler at Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Whether you be a Negro, Latino, Native American, speckled bird. Because people out here hungry, willing to be fed, but they going to Esau, these nations, these tainted water fountains. And they still hungry. But you eat the Yahushua say he the bread of life, and you can eat this roll, you be full. And 2/3 of our people don't want to be full. So they out here starving Marvins.
Hey, Con, that way we consume this whole road. We don't have any questions. We don't have no needs. We won't be malnourished out here asking questions from other establishments, man. You know, that's why no man should want their mate. Why? Because this book holds and has everything that we need in order for us to continue the journey that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua placed us on, man.
Come on.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 9 and verse 23, it says, Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might.
Right, so Dr. Umar Johnson glories in the type of wisdom that he has and causes other people to glory in that also. Go ahead.
Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glory in this, that he understandeth and knows me, that I am the Lord which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord.
Right, and those are the things that the Lord delights in, man. So that's the true understanding that you want to have. That you know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the creator of heavens and the earth, the creator of all existence, man. Any more precepts? I think Hawakah got one more he want to bring out. All right, that was it. Y'all, what's up? You got one?
So Rock chapter 12 verse 2. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find recompense, and if not from him, from the Most High.
That's the bottom line. Do good to the godly man, but you got to understand who the godly man is. And that individual did not understand it because he would have sat down and listened to what I had to tell him. But he chose, well, the Lord did him dirty and chose and closed it. Matter of fact, let's close it with this. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10.
Isaiah 6:10.
To those that don't want to hear the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. This is the reason why.
This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
That's it. That's it. So the Lord made their hearts fat, gave them all the desires and the lust of this world, and made their ears and closed their eyes so they couldn't see the difference, and closed their ears so they couldn't hear for salvation.
Come on, because they're saying 2/3 of our people are seeing the same prophecies that we're seeing, but instead of saying, oh, all praises to the Lord, they're saying, damn, Russia tweaking. All right, let me go do some hip hop music,
Like they're not able to prepare themselves for what's to come, man. They're still in denial. Yeah, they're still in denial, and so the Lord got their ears. The Lord's got their ears full of bullshit, so they can't really understand what's going on. And that's gonna lead them all the way to their destruction. But the scripture said, "Blessed are your eyes and blessed are your ears, for you hear and you're able to see, man." So we don't worry about what's going to happen to the wicked. The only thing we do is be thankful for the token that was given unto us by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And be grateful that he made our hard head against their forehead. So we ain't gonna do nothing but bump heads. I got a very, very good head button game. And the more we study in this truth, the harder our head gets for the Lord and against this world, man. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And we're going to close out giving all praises and glory to the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit of truth and the only true names in the Hebrew tongue. We're going to say, Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and our elder Erwan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, shalom.
Shalom. DTA keep pushing.
Well, I'm glad there ain't gonna be no stank stuff in the kingdom.
Well, that more